days of the week, and he'll be there schooling some ignorant creep or catch him on a gaming whim. But this ain't a game to him. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. You could be a Bradley's baddie too. So join Jovan and get your critical cap on. 'Cause there's a Bradley's baddie inside of me and you.
Good morning, Krusty Crew. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to stream. It's me, your boy, Jovan. Hello. Nice to see you. Welcome into this morning stream. It is Saturday, November 1st, 9:14 a.m. I am your leftist hostess with the leftist mostess who realized he didn't focus his camera. There we go. Have you played No, I'm Not Human yet? I think I played the demo. I haven't played the full release. Might be something we end up doing at some point. Anyway, hello. Hi. It is a good day to be a leftist. It's always a good day to be a leftist because it's always a good day to give a shit about the other people that exist in the world. Yesterday's stream, I don't know, blame Spectrum. That's all I can kind of say for that. Blame Spectrum for yesterday's stream. Anyway, hello, my wonderful chat. Hello, everybody. Hello. Leftist host who's a closet communist. I'm not a closet communist. I am a communist. There's no closet here. Thoroughly blame Spectrum. So do I. So do I. So do I. Now listen, chat. Now listen, chat. We're here to do our usual debate thing, right? I like debating. I like defending marginalized groups. I like arguing with conservatives who never seem to have any semblance of an idea of what their side is actually after. So we're going to get the call-in line open to take calls, and I'm going to just walk you guys through the topics we have on the board.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host.
Before we get
now
started,
in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Got it. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to P. Tit Bijou, Blue Pen, Purple Pen, and High King Daniel for being the 3 first people into stream today. Congratulations on claiming the first moniker. That's dope of you. I also want to mention, guys, as a reminder before every stream, we are doing a holiday toy drive. As you can see on the ground are some boxes, unopened boxes of toys I still have to sort through. If you are interested in supporting the toy drive, you can find a link to that in the link tree in my bio. The toy drive does go to help underprivileged children who won't have as much at Christmas. We've already got about 3 to 4 crates of toys. We could always use more. The more, the better. That means more kids are not going to go without this holiday season. You have an entire 2 months still to get toys into the toy drive. So please consider it. It's appreciated, never required to support through the toy drive. Secondly, if you do want to support the stream itself, okay, there's a couple ways you can do that. So you can support the stream by 1, tipping. I do have my Cash App and Venmo on screen. Tips are always appreciated, never required. The tips do go to keeping the call-in line up and running. It goes to keep the stream up and running. It will eventually go to me getting a place that I don't have Spectrum internet, so I can actually stream for you guys more than just at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, you know? You can also subscribe if you're watching on Twitch, and if you do have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription every month. Consider using it on me, you know? It would be, I'd love that. Thirdly, you can also support by super chatting over on YouTube. Super chats all get read at the end of stream, so if you do send a super chat, I will read whatever you say at the end of the stream. Just as a little, hey, thank you guys for super chatting. Consider subscribing, consider following if you're on Twitch, and let's just get this stream started. So we have a couple of things on the board, as always. Our board hasn't changed much in the last week or two, and that's fine. Eventually, we'll change it all a little bit. Eventually. So number one is MAGA is a fascist movement. Now, when I say MAGA is a fascist movement, I don't mean necessarily that the people that support MAGA are fascist, although I do think they support fascism. What I'm saying there is that I believe that MAGA, the movement of MAGA, headed by Donald Trump, headed by the current Republican Party, is a fascist movement. I can support this with evidence. I can support this using Umberto Eco's 14 characteristics of fascism. I can support this using Lawrence Britt's 14 characteristics of fascism. I think they meet pretty much all the monikers, if not 13 of them. Next, we have Trump is a terrible president. I believe that Trump, when it comes to passing policies, is terrible. We are almost a year into his presidency, and there have been no major policies except the Big Beautiful Bill put forth. And even the Big Beautiful Bill is now at a standstill while the government is shut down. So I don't believe he's been doing anything much to warrant himself a good president. Number 3, ICE is anti-American. Now, please don't call in for this one if you're like, I think ICE is acting how America does act. Yes, I know. I get it. America is pretty fucked up. This is a whole different thing. Okay, so we're gonna look at this sort of differently. Elemental, thank you for subscribing for your 6th month over on Twitch. Sarcasm Pants, thank you for subscribing with your Amazon Prime. Simu, thank you for resubscribing on Twitch. Solisteria, thank you for resubscribing using your Amazon Prime. Bad in Northbrook, thank you so much for subscribing with your Amazon Prime. We're almost at a hype train on Twitch. Fuzzy Logic, thank you for gifting 5 subs over in the Twitch channel. Thank you so much, friend. Mobile, thank you for being a first-time chatter. We will have a good stream today, I think. Thank you for the raid as well, friend. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the for coming in and joining. Next up on the board, we have why do you still support Trump? I'm just interested. I guess I can just fold this into topic 2. I guess it doesn't need to be its own separate topic, but I have it as its own separate topic. I don't know. Number 5, trans men and women are men and women. I back this up using sociological, psychological, and neurobiological data. And then number 6 is pro-choice. I am pro-choice. Fully pro-choice. Fully. Would love to debate you about it if you want to. So yeah, that is all of our topics for the day. That's all of our topics for the day. If you want to debate any of these topics, all you need to do is call into the call-in line. The call-in number is on screen. I'll speak it up for you so you know. It's 219-327-8005. Our call-in screeners are standing by, waiting to screen you to get you in. So if you want to chat, that's how you do it. Did I take my meds? Yeah, I did. I'm like, did I take them today? Yeah, I absolutely took them. Then Venice Viscous got a subscription. Thank you so much, Venice Viscous, for subscribing. Clarity, thank you for gifting a sub to the Twitch chat. Clarity, thank you so much. Yeah, at the start of the stream, here's your reminders. Take your meds, drink some water, stretch. That's your reminder at the start of stream today. Take your meds, drink some water, and stretch. Can't wait for the conservamorons. What if I don't want to? Then drink a Code Red Mountain Dew. You know, there was a person that I used to be friends with who's a giant flaming piece of shit, who used to, at the start of his streams, tell people, drink water and say something kind about yourself. So I would always hit with the opposite, and I would say, drink a Code Red Mountain Dew and say something negative about yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're not worth it. Anyway, consider calling in if you want to debate. Conservatitties is pretty good. I like cuckservatives. So the cuckservatives, I think that's what I'm just going to start using, is cuckservatives. Or cuntservatives. Both are good, but I think cuckservatives is just a little better. Coffee has water in it, so it's fine. Yo, real talk, chat. I can't believe why, because you a cuckold. No, I've never been the one to get cuckolded. I'll put it that way. Office hours are Monday, 7 p.m. during the weekly dump. That's when we're going to essentially do office hours. So if you want to call to ask an office hours question, that's going to be your time. How's volume on everything, guys? Is it good? Volume on me, volume on the music? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know why I've been feeling like my mic has gotten worse over time. I'm kind of debating upgrading to a Shure, but I really like the Elgato ecosystem that I've built up. I also got my new mic arm, so I have to put that up at some point. I'm just lazy and don't want to crawl under my desk. Have you even seen a vagina, loser? I've not only seen a vagina, I've come out of one, so. Bro, I love how chat thinks anything they say will ever get to me. It's so funny, dude. Why would I give a fuck? Would you ever make a political affiliation quiz? Make or take? Make or take? What new Elgato mic? Elgato has a new mic? My morning's pretty good, Zay. Thank you so much for asking. How was everyone's Halloween? Did anyone dress slutty for me? Did you dress slutty for we need a Halloween? Who should be our, oh, that's what it'd be. Did you dress slutty for Jack Skellington? How was your Halloween? Make sure you dress slutty for Jack Skellington and leave out milk and cookies for Jack Skellington. Slutty Karl Marx. Oh, next year I should get together a slutty Karl Marx costume. That'd be so funny. Make our page. What do you mean? What, like, there are already political affiliation quizzes. What would I need to make on one of them. Like I'm a little lost, friend. Hey, Twitch, we made a level 4 hype train, so thank you, Twitch, for the level 4 hype train. Sorry I didn't get to hype, as the kids say. Oh yeah, I posted a new short. I have to go link it. One of the things, so I use like a captioning program that lets me like auto post my videos after captioning them, like my short form videos. And the only thing I wish it did is on the YouTube side, I wish it would let me link the video to the video I post it from. That's the only thing I wish it would do automatically. You have typical black man RPG hair. Dog, that's crazy. Weldsman, that's fucking crazy, bro. It's just, you know, it's just my locks. My 2 strands. We don't celebrate Halloween in my country. Well, why don't you start? Why don't you start doing it? And speaking of starting, why don't you guys start calling in at 219-327-8005, 219-327-8005. Screeners are standing by to take your calls and patch you through if you're here to debate. Only debates. If you're interested in Twitch is just Twitch. It's the same username, so just go to Twitch and type in Jovan Bradley. Only if you're interested in debating. Don't call in if you're interested in chatting. That will be for Weekly Dump. Oh damn, this video's already got 1,000 views. Good for you, video. I've essentially made it to where 3 videos a day get released on the channel. You get a morning debate. In the afternoon, you're either going to get a stream VOD, you're going to get a line debate, or you might get something else. I've got like a bunch of stuff cooking. I have to record the Q&A video for October. So the October Q&A video is going to drop this week. Next week will probably be the Bugs Life video. The week after that will probably be, I don't know what'll be the week after that. But like I'm trying to drop 4 like larger type videos a month. Sorry, I'm just trying to, I forgot to do this. Kash Patel was caught using a $60 million FBI jet for a date night. Of course he was. Why wouldn't he? What? Why wouldn't he? I mean, it's Kash Patel, for gosh sakes. Okay. I got that posted. We got that posted. I don't even like, I'm going to take this next call. This is already, I have, I have considerable problems with this. Okay, whatever. We're gonna open up the calls today. We are going to take our first call. The caller's name is apparently Falcon Man, and Falcon Man is going to tell us that the concept of trans is a mind/body problem and gender can't exist in the mind. Can't wait to hear his neurological explanation for this one. Falcon Man, welcome to the show. If you can hear me, please provide me your age and pronouns.
35 and he, him.
Okay, now Falcon Man, you said gender can't exist in the mind. Do you have any neurological
No.
evidence of this?
I did not say that. I'm sorry. I said that gender
Okay.
does exist in the mind.
Oh, gender does exist in the mind. No problem. The call screener just might have misheard you. No worries.
I'm
No
sorry.
worries. Gender does exist in the mind. Okay, so then do you disagree with the prompt that trans men and women are men and women?
I do have a small problem with it. It just seems to be more nuanced than trans men are men and trans women are women. I think that could be. I think that's kind of like a lazy explanation. And it's
that's not an explanation of anything. That's just a claim.
Sure.
So, what more nuance would there need to be than saying that these people that say they are men or women are men and women? Like, if I'm just making a blanket statement, I don't know what more nuance you would want.
Well, I would want to appreciate that. Just because I think does not mean that there is a biological change happening.
You don't think there's a I'm not making a claim that there's a biological change happening.
Well, at the same time, I don't think that someone can think themselves into giving birth.
I'm not making a claim that people are thinking themselves into giving birth.
I think that you can have a gender which is female, but it does not necessarily mean that you have the functionality. And I think that is also
I wouldn't say having a gender of female, because female is not a gender.
Deception.
Female isn't a gender category, so I don't know what you're talking about there. You have a gender that's female. I wouldn't say you have a gender that's female. Female is a sex category, not a gender category.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I'm just I don't know what argument you're posing to me, because you're making arguments against things that I've never claimed. I would agree. Most trans women can't give birth. I would agree with
trans
this.
women can't give birth.
Yeah, in case, like, I say most because there may be overlapping with some, like, intersex conditions and some people that would consider themselves trans women because of said intersex conditions who may have the capability of giving birth. But yeah, I would agree. It's typical that trans women can't give birth. So I don't know what point you're arguing. I've never met a trans woman who's been like, yes, I can give birth. I've never met that person before.
I just don't want to conflate, a thought, right, with an actual biological change. That I want to leave room.
But you're the one.
Dysphoria, leave room for a delusion.
Falcon Man. First of all, I don't think any trans people have delusions or mental illnesses. Or well, let me rephrase that. I don't think.
Why not?
I don't think any trans.
Wait, you think zero? You think zero?
Hold
trans people have delusions?
Hold on. I don't think any trans person is delusional for saying that they are trans, and I don't think any trans person has a mental illness because of their gender incongruence. That's what
Why can't someone be wrong?
What are you talking about?
Someone can be deluded. There's absolutely no preclusion from delusion.
Again, I said they don't have delusions based upon them being trans. The fact that they are trans is not a delusion. They don't.
You can't say that just because you have a belief that you are.
Yes,
something.
Can you point to me one person?
No, it's completely.
Can you point to me an example? Can you point to me an example of somebody who's delusional, whose transness is a delusion? Can you point to me a case?
Anyone. It could be anyone.
Okay, I don't believe in things that don't have like factual evidence. So I've never in all my research on trans people, I've not seen anything that would label being trans a delusion, because the point of a delusion is believing in something that is like separate of reality. Trans people and their hold on. Nope. You're not going to such as trans people. And when it comes to like them being trans, what it means to be trans, their gender identity, that is all based in reality. It's based in neurological evidence. It's based in psychological evidence. It's based in sociological evidence. So therefore, I would not label it a delusion in any way, shape, or form.
So is a hallucination. Hallucinations are also neurological.
You don't understand what I'm saying if you're going to equate this to a hallucination.
I'm not equating it to you. I'm just saying that
that was quite literally you equating it. That was quite literally you making a comparison between this thing and a hallucination.
I agree, because
which means you didn't understand what I said.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying that because of something in their brain, they think this way. With that being said,
I'm saying the human brain. It is widely documented that the human brain does have gender identity. If the human brain genders itself, it genders its own body, it does all of these things. This is 100% factual. It's also 100% factual that some people's brain labels itself in contrast with what its sex is.
Yes.
This is 100% true.
Right?
This is 100% factual. It is also the case that gender is a sociological category placed upon people by people. Therefore, it being a sociological category, it does not have rigid and strict in the ways that gender is used in the human in human society. It does not have rigid and strict categories that operate off of some biological essential trait. Therefore,
but if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist.
Nope, that's untrue.
That's completely true. That's ontologically.
Can you measure? Can you measure how much you love somebody? How do you measure that? How do you measure how much I love somebody? So love doesn't exist.
How much I sacrifice.
Wait. How do you measure how much I love somebody?
I would measure it based on sacrifice.
So you get to tell me how much I love somebody.
Based on sacrifice, yes, because that's how I define it. But then, again, that's a completely made-up definition in my mind.
Wait, so does love exist? Yes or no?
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's sacrifice.
Love might not exist, is what you're telling me.
Might not exist. And
do emotions exist? Do emotions exist, Falcon Man? Falcon Man, do human emotions exist? Are they a real thing that exists? Okay.
Absolutely.
How do you measure emotions?
Serotonin, endorphins, behavior.
Serotonin and endorphins can't tell you like the complexity of human emotions.
It's impossible. It's impossible to see it when it's happening.
It's impossible to measure. Emotions and our emotional states are functionally impossible to measure, save for some sort of self-identification of said emotions.
I mean, that's not fucking true, though.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Serotonin.
That's a really
Jesus
shitty
Christ.
Measurement, but
no, there is no measurement. I can absolutely smile. I can absolutely smile and not be happy. We also have.
If I'm angry, my heart,
hold on.
My heart rate increases.
Some people's heart rates might increase when they're angry.
If I'm sad, my heart rate might decrease.
Some people's.
And there we go. Is that this is an ambiguous definition?
Something being this is what happens is people like you think that intangible things don't exist, and it's just sort of weird.
You think that you can label people. That's kind of
we do label people. The human brain is a label making machine. What are you talking about?
You're trying to be superficial.
Do you notice how you just said? Do you notice how you said people? That's a label. You're trying to label people. People is a label. People is a label. I didn't say you people. Who said you people? All I said was saying the phrase.
You said there's a problem. The problem with you people.
What are you talking about? The label, when you say, I'm trying to label people, you do that while labeling people. You're also labeling people. When you say the phrase
I'm
people,
trying to remove the label.
No.
If you let me
homie, oh my God, bro. Go ahead.
So
I can't wait.
Trans men and women can be men and women, but you cannot think yourself into a biological change, into a real measurable change.
Gender is not a biological. Gender has no biological trait, so I don't know why you keep bringing up the biological. It's nonsense.
So that being said, if it's not biological, if it's like metaphysical, if it's immeasurable, it could be not real. It's possible,
Incorrect.
and it's plausible that it's not real, and then thus it's unfair for someone to inflict someone else with their reality.
Incorrect.
When they haven't even measured their own reality to be
false. Cool. Untrue. Okay. Again, something being intangible doesn't make it not real. Gravity is intangible. It doesn't mean it's not real.
And you should have to pause.
Great. I don't operate off of could be's, would be's, and should be's. If I was doing that, I could open a store. I operate off of what the relevant data tells us. And the relevant data says that our brains within the hypothalamus construct gender identity. Right? The relevant data shows that gender identity not only tends to have an effect on the physical properties of the brain, but it has an effect on the way our brains interpret our sex. And then...
Isn't it the same part of the brain that produces hallucinations?
I don't give a shit about the wild red herrings, dude. Jesus Christ, stay on topic. Can you do that for me? Can you stay on topic for more than 5 minutes? This is just a red herring.
What is your topic?
You're doing a... What do you mean? What is my topic? What was I just talking to you about? Like 10 seconds
ago. I know
what
you're talking to me about, but I
don't know what is the topic then? If I'm talking to you about how the brain works,
tell you what your topic
and
is?
interpret. I want you to steel man. I want you to steel man my position. I want you to steel man my position. Go ahead.
Steal you in your position?
Steel man my position.
Steel man?
Yep.
I don't argue that much.
So you know the phrase ontological, but you don't know what a steel man is.
I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Great. Repeat my claim and my argument back to me. What am I telling you?
Gender versus dysphoria is biologically set.
No.
Okay.
So you haven't been listening, is what I'm assuming. Because if you were listening, you would be able to steel man my position back to me, but you can't do that. Like, come on, bro. No. Yeah. I'd like you to listen because it's getting a little embarrassing. This is like you have a script that you want to go through, and because I'm not hitting that script, you have no idea where the conversation is right now. So let's start from the.
Why do you get to direct the conversation?
It's my show, right? Who show? Okay, there you go. There you go. That's the answer. That's your answer. That's why I get to dictate the conversation. It's my show that you called into. Like fucking, I'm not calling into Howard Stern and be like, "Hey, Howard Stern, fucking do what I tell you. Ignore the like what, please."
Yeah,
so
well, I'll listen now, based on that one fact.
Great. So, gender identity is a real thing that exists in our brains. Gender as a concept, both on a soft science and hard science level, is considered a neurosocial concept. There are parts of gender that relate to how our brain's neurology works, and there are parts of gender that relate to how a larger societal framework of gender works. Our brains inherently gender themselves, and they inherently gender other things. Now, there's a larger conversation in epigenetics about whether that's how our brains have always worked or that's just how our brains have evolved to work in society. That debate is still ongoing. We don't know where that's going to end up. Our brains do this naturally. They naturally categorize information, and they naturally tend to categorize based around gender, specifically whatever gender, no, I don't want to say roles, but whatever gender categories exist in your, whatever society or culture you're in. So, knowing that our brains do this, knowing that this is a natural subconscious process that's going to happen without any input from the user of said brain, knowing that this creates a gender identity within yourself that is going to have some sort of relation to your sex or not, to make the claim that trans people have a delusion when all of the things that Great. Why don't you provide me some sort of I've been providing you with specific claims from neuroscience, from sociology, from psychology. Why don't you provide me some evidence for your claim that trans people could be delusional?
I'm just basing it based off of your argument. Your argument is a definitive term. You said "are," and you aren't basing it on my argument. You also reflect my arguments.
If a
absolute terms, I think that gender is not definite. It's impossible.
That doesn't make it delusional. That doesn't mean that they are operating outside of a frame. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You don't know what delusional means. You don't know what delusional means, Falcon.
If you think
Falcon, you don't know
a relative thing.
Falcon, okay, Falcon, hold on, Falcon. If we have evidence that gender identity exists, and we have evidence that humans can have a gender identity that doesn't align with their sex, and we know this to be the case, okay? Then trans people can't have a delusion because their belief, I wouldn't even call it a belief, but their inherent identity of having a gender identity opposite of their sex exists in the human brain. It exists in humans. So it can't. Here we go.
How do trans people not have a problem that people have?
You literally don't. What are you talking about?
How can people have delusions, but trans people are somehow immune?
Delusions mean you have some sort of belief that is not centered within reality.
You pivot a lot. I guess I do too.
Who the fuck? When have I pivoted? Name me one pivot I've done so
pivoted. Far. I asked you about how trans people were special.
If we're talking about delusions, and I talk about delusions, that's not a pivot. Please stop trying to use debate terms when you don't know how they work.
Pivoting again.
This isn't a pivot. I'm asking you to follow a set of rules for the debate. That's not a pivot. So again, your overarching claim here is that trans people could be delusional. But Being trans is based within scientific reality. So they wouldn't have a belief based outside of reality if being trans is centered within scientific reality.
It is, but not every trans person exists within the same biological framework that other people who are trans. There are people who don't have this going on, people who do have this going on. The reality of being trans is you say, I am XYZ. That is the only thing you have to do. We are not going around, we're not doing checkups, we're not doing any kind of measurements, and we are doing that, but we're not doing that in the majority of cases. So for you to say that trans people are or are not going, or they're organized or whatever like that, is just a fallacy. It's not real.
What fallacy is it?
Fallacy that there's an objective reality to the situation.
That's not that's not a fallacy. Fuck, I asked you to stop using debate terms if you don't know what they mean.
All right,
holy shit!
Try to sound smarter than I am, I guess, right?
For real, because you're not understanding the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, to be delusional, you have to have some belief outside of reality. If I said, I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm Superman, there is no Superman, doesn't exist. There is no Superman. So I would have a delusion based on something outside of reality. If a trans woman says, I'm a woman, this is this basis of thought process, of belief, of gender is based within a neurological, sociological, and psychological framework. So it is not pointing to something outside of reality.
It could. It's totally plausible.
It can't.
Being with the nature of the whole game. The game is
incorrect.
I am what I say I am. That's not really evidence. That's not really science. Now we have the evidence based upon scan scans, MRIs, things of that nature. But someone's word isn't evidence.
Wait, in literally everything that has to do with psychology, someone's word is absolutely evidence. In literally almost every sociological framework, someone's word becomes a semblance of evidence. People
reject psychology.
Yes, stupid people reject psychology. Stupid people reject it. Stupid people call psychology pseudoscience. Psychology. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop. No. There's a difference between being skeptical of something based on a lack of evidence and being skeptical about something because you just don't like the evidence. Psychology as a science, even as one of the soft sciences, has multiple repeatable hypotheses that have been worked into concrete and repeatable and duplicatable theory. Your belief that that's not the case, different in what way?
It's different from medicine.
In what way?
Psychology is not
in what way?
Is it?
Hey, if I'm coming up with medicine to know if someone feels better, like I'm trying to get rid of their pain, how do I know the pain is gone?
You have to ask them, of course.
Oh,
but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily.
Oh my God! I have to. Oh, whoa! You have to ask them. You just have to go off their word.
But you don't use.
Oh my God!
We have never.
What? Anecdotes would be if I asked. Nope. Anecdotes would be if I asked one person, one thing, and use the. Nope, it's not. No, it's not. You're such a. You are. Holy shit, dude! The dishonesty from you is crazy. If I am testing pain medication, it's not a pivot, you moron. Please learn these terms before you use them. If I'm in medicine and I'm what did you just say?
Abusive.
I can be real abusive if you want me to be abusive. You want actual abuse?
I know.
We can do it. No, I can make you look like the fucking dumbass that you are right now. I can do it way more mean. I'm doing it nicely right now. I can do it way more mean if you'd like me to.
I can.
If I'm testing, oh my God, we'll miss you so much. If I'm testing whether pain medicine works, I'm not gonna ask one person. Asking one person and getting one person experience, anecdote, gathering a comprehensive list of data using dozens upon dozens upon dozens of participants is not anecdotes. You dummy. You absolute stupid person.
If I were to become trans, what would be that process? What give me an idea about how the process of becoming trans is?
What it's trans is not, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You become trans? What do you mean by that sentence?
do people typically like talk to a doctor and they're like get diagnosed with trans, or
What?
do they have like a peer review, or people just wake up one day and they make a decision?
What? Why would you come
about that?
Why would you come onto a debate show?
Is typically
why? This is going to be the first time This is going to be the first time I actually pivot in this conversation. Why would you come onto a debate show? Actually, it's not really a pivot. It's a critique of the way you're arguing. Why would you come onto a debate show to argue about trans people and you know literally nothing about them?
Because I think that your argument.
I don't care what you think. You don't know anything about trans people. It doesn't matter what you think. You literally don't even know. You literally don't even know what trans people are. So no, I don't really give it. I feel. I don't give a fuck what you think and feel. Like, what I would love to know is why you would come onto a debate show to debate somebody about trans people when you literally don't even know. You think someone just wakes up and become trans? No, that's not how that works. People don't. There is not a process you take to become trans. You just are trans.
Comes out of thin air.
Are you stupid? How does someone become gay? How does someone become gay, Falcon?
They make a decision. Or they don't.
No, they don't make a decision, you fucking moron.
Yeah, they don't make a decision. You're right. They don't make a decision. I'm sorry.
You think sexuality is a choice that somebody has to make?
No, not at all. Not at all. Actually, not at all.
Okay, so then you recognize that what you just said was dumb as shit.
I'll let that one slide, but I'm not gonna. You don't want me on the phone, obviously.
I'm fine with you being on the phone, Falcon. I would just like you to not say stupid stuff. You just said, I said, how does someone become gay? You said they make a decision. No. I just asked you a question. I just asked. The difference is you can't abuse me. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can insult me right now and I won't care. I'm going to continue. This isn't a pivot. You don't know what pivot means. We are on the same conversation. So it is not a pivot. We are literally talking about the same topic. There is no pivot here. You're so dumb.
About how dumb I am.
Oh my God. There's a difference between insulting you and changing the topic. I can insult you while staying on topic, dumbass.
And it's also a topic change.
It's not a talking about how dumb you are.
It's a measurable.
Talking about how dumb you are while addressing your talking points is not changing the topic. Stupid.
It's exactly.
It's just insulting you while I talk about it.
Me being dumb doesn't make trans people men.
You being dumb is the whole reason this conversation has gone the way it has. Because had you said something smart, we wouldn't be here.
I think the source of the conversation was your assertion that was on the screen. So I think
you don't know what does it mean to be trans? If I were to ask you for a functioning definition, if I were to ask, gender is not biological. So what the fuck does that mean?
Different gender than sex? I'm confused. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what do you want me to say? Because you're coming in to talk about trans people. You don't know what they even are. Okay, then define it, please. Unless you want to pivot.
Oh my God.
If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you want to pivot, then you just pivot over and over again. You keep making ad hominem attacks. And
it's not an ad hom. I need you. There's been no straw man. I need you. Nope. The definition of ad hominem is insulting someone instead of addressing their points. I've addressed your points, then I've insulted you. All I'm doing is insulting you. I'm not ad homing. There's a difference. Unfortunately for you, I know the difference. There is a difference between those two things.
No problem.
When we talk about being trans, what it means to be trans is you have a gender identity that does not align with the sex you were assigned at birth. That's what it means to be trans.
Agreed.
Now, how do people that have this have a delusion?
We don't know. We have to talk to the individual.
How could it present to me a case?
The delusion probably wouldn't be based in their gender identity. It would start somewhere else.
Present to me what they would be delusional about. What are they delusional about?
So, they're psychotic. Like, it's not like they're delusional.
You said they have a delusion. Like delusion means you have a belief that's born outside of some scientific reality. Outside of some objective reality of the universe, of the world, whatever it might be. So what would that delusion be? What would be the thing they're delusional about?
We don't know until we talk to somebody individually.
There's no fucking
That's
way,
the whole
dog.
point. You can't.
So your
make
entire
a
argument
grand
is
statement
speculation.
about
Your
trans
entire
people.
argument is speculation. They could
I'm
be
saying that
delusional.
you're
We don't know
speculating.
that they're no, I'm not speculating. I'm operating off of
think you
medical science. You are speculating. You know why you're speculating? Because when I ask you for an example of what this could be, you say, well, I don't know, it could be. When you say the phrase, it could be, that is a speculation.
If it's so science, then why are we talking about it?
Because people like you have never opened up a fucking neurology textbook. People like you have never opened up a neurology textbook. That's why. What do you mean? We're debating because people like you don't research shit. What are you talking about? You called me, having not researched any of this. That's why we're debating. Had you researched this, you probably wouldn't be calling in right now. Because you know who doesn't call in? The people who've researched it and been like, oh shit, this all makes sense scientifically. I'm not going to call into the show.
It makes sense scientifically. I don't think that we can say that all trans people are one way. That's a really fucked up way. Like putting trans people in a monolith.
You can't even give me an example. I don't care about the virtue signal. I don't care about virtue signaling. You can't even give me an example of what this fictional delusion could be. You can't even do that.
It would be psychosis. It would be psychosis. So your psychosis wouldn't be based in your gender identity. It's based in your biological makeup, and then you have psychotic features based on that. So one of the psychotic features could be trans.
Being psychosis again means that you've lost contact with reality. What's the loss? What do they believe that shows they've lost contact with reality?
Okay, I'm not saying that trans is the psychosis, right?
Okay, if you're just saying a trans person could have a psychosis born from something different, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah,
anybody can have
people are.
Oh my god! I said that their psychosis. No, you fucking dumbass! I said the psychosis has nothing. I said the delusion. You're so stupid. I'm muting you because you're stupid as fuck. I said that the delusions are not born from the fact that they are trans. Their belief in being trans, I won't even say belief because it's not a belief. The just nature of them being trans is not a delusion. I said this at the start of the conversation. If you've just been having some stupid as shit conversation that, hey, just like any person, a trans person could have a delusion. What the fuck? Nobody's ever fucking argued against that, you absolute ignoramus. God damn, dude, this is bad. Why is the first call I had today, Falcon, why are you, the first person I've talked to today, so incapable of having an honest conversation?
Because I don't agree that it's absolute science because of the nature of what we're talking about. If we were talking about
nature is dick.
Let me think of an example.
I'm off. I'm done. What the fuck? Dude, I don't care what you believe. I care about cold hard data. I don't care what you believe. Well, I believe this guy is made of gumdrops. Fucking great. Support that belief in something. God damn, bro. You can say experience is gender to differentiate from gender expression. That's a good one, Flawed by Design. That's a good way to say that. Fuck, dude. Dahlia, thank you for the Venmo said Shadow Realm Falcon. No problem. He's in the Shadow Realm. Fuck, dude. It's so dumb. And then I hate when fucking fake intellectuals try to use debate terms to sound smart. And they don't know what these fucking terms mean. Like, critiquing the way you're debating is not a pivot. Because I'm not trying to have a debate about the way you're debating. I'm saying, hey, you're doing this, please stop. That's not a pivot. A pivot would be if I'm like, hey, let's debate about how you're debating right now. Let's argue how, and sometimes I've done this, like when somebody uses a term, I'll pivot to be like, okay, you need to tell me what this term means, and we need to dive into your incorrect usage of the term. But that's a tactic used to show that this person doesn't know what they're talking about. So therefore, it calls into question the rest of the conversation. fucking shit, dude. Taylor, thank you for the Venmo. So, Jovan, I missed the hang up sound. I do too sometimes. I don't think Call in Studio has a hang up noise, but I kind of feel like when I'm on with does it have a hang up noise? I feel like when I'm on with Jimmy and them, I do hear a hang up noise. Wait, Jess, do you know if Call in Studio has a hang up noise? I feel like it might. Anyway. If you want to debate still, guys, the topics are on the board. I need to add I think it's just Taylor who sent a Venmo. So I'm gonna add that there. And then wait. And then we got the 20 from so we're here. And then let's update the YouTube goal. Okay. We're going to bring up the next caller. The next caller is Francis. Now, Francis is here to tell me that men are men, women are women, and men can't be women, and gender is a social construct, and it can't change. We'll find out if they can support this with any sort of factual information. Francis, if you can hear me, can you please provide me your age and pronouns?
I'm 40, and it's him, I guess, him, he, dude,
okay.
Guy.
No problem. Now, Francis, you think that men can't be women and women can't be men. I would probably agree with you, right? I don't think men typically can be women, and I don't typically think women can be men. I think that people who might have identified as men because they didn't understand their gender identity or weren't comfortable expressing their gender identity can identify as women because they were never really men to begin with. But let's find out. Now, you say gender is a social construct. Go ahead. Why don't you make your case?
I mean, I guess it's hard to say that it's a social construct. I mean, even you yourself said that, you know, it's rooted in biology. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls. I'm just trying to understand how any of it's acceptable or treated any different than any other mental illness.
Well, it's because being trans isn't a mental illness.
How is it? I don't understand how it's not a mental illness. Now, I'm just a regular guy, blue collar guy. I'm not here to try to zing you or anything like that, like Falcon was trying to do with silly terms, not understanding pivot when you're on the same subject the entire time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just match energy. So right now your energy, my match for your energy is just normal because you haven't said anything crazy. I'll explain it.
Give me some time, bro. Give me some time, my guy. I got
shit. Here we go.
How it's not a mental illness because let's say 100-pound emaciated girl walks into the mirror and says, "Damn, I'm too fat," and continues to purge her food and throw up. How is that any different than a full-grown man or anybody walking into a bathroom and looking in the mirror and seeing the opposite gender?
So nobody.
Now, I'm not denying their humanity. I'm not saying that that's not what they see or how they feel or what they think truly inside.
Francis, two things. One, you're a little loud, so if you could do me a favor, like because your mic is peaking, if you could just take a step back from the mic. Secondly, there's a difference between like body dysmorphia and somebody who may have gender dysphoria. Dysphoria, like when we talk about gender, is just relaying to an immense amount of stress you feel because your gender identity doesn't align with your phenotypic traits of sex. So like somebody who's trans, when they look in the mirror, if they have a penis, they see a penis. They don't not see a penis. They don't see something that's not there. They just have stress because their brain is saying, hey, I'm a girl, and their body is saying, I'm a boy. So that gives them stress. Dysmorphia, like when you have body dysmorphia, that is when you can physically see things that aren't there. You physically see yourself as fat, even though you're not fat, is one of the things that dysmorphia can do. Your brain
Yeah, but
is
that's not
literally seeing things that aren't there.
The anorexic girl looking in the mirror does not see a 400-pound whale. She knows
She
what
can.
she sees.
No,
She's not
no,
hallucinating.
absolutely she can. Wait, no, absolutely she can.
And you don't think that a trans person looks in the mirror and starts to see these feminine features in themselves? And of course that there's things that they see they don't see. But
What do you mean? Wait, anybody? Men can have feminine. Like, even if we were to operate under the guise that like trans women are men, they're not. But like, even men can have feminine features. So like, what? I don't know. Like, what?
Absolutely.
That's not really telling me much of
Absolutely.
anything with that, right?
What I'm trying to understand is, how is it acceptable? How is this you're to me trying to paint it as any? I mean, yeah, it's not going to be identical to anorexia. It's not going to be identical to any other mental illness. It's going to be its own type of mental illness.
But it's not. But here's the okay. So I'm
I'm
gonna stop you real quick. The American Psychological Association, the people who literally classify what mental illnesses are, right? They classify these things. They write the entire book on mental illnesses and how mental illnesses work and whatever. They, through exhaustive research, have told us that gender incongruence, which is when your gender identity does not align with your sex, is not born from any mental illness known to man. It's not born from any of them. There isn't a linking, because the only thing that's happening is they're experiencing stress. We know on a neurobiological level that our brains gender themselves. We know this to be the case. This is just how the human brain works. Now, if it does it work this way because we've evolved in society to work this way, or has it always worked this way? That we don't know, but we know that it does work this way. So our brains do gender themselves. So if a trans person's brain is gendering themselves like a cisgender person's brain would be, that would be operating completely normally. A mental illness means there's some like mental illness. There's like 3 categories I think you have to meet in order for even like, you could even see things. You could hallucinate and not have a mental illness, right? Mental illness is, you have to have something that's like so debilitating that you're unable to properly care for yourself or others. You have what is it? There's a whole list.
Mental illness is a spectrum, and that not everybody has it to the same degree as each
Wait,
other.
yes, I understand, but like there are criteria that have to be met in order for it to be considered a mental illness. Like there are criteria here.
It's criteria like people that don't fully understand, because I'm seeing what I'm observing, I'm just a regular person observing, and what it looks to me is like this has gone off the rails and turned into some sick proxy mental illness that people are pushing down upon children.
Dude,
and
no, it's not.
Things that so
no, it isn't.
It's wild.
No, it isn't, and no, they aren't. Nobody's pushing this on kids. Nobody's forcing kids to be trans. No, they're not.
Absolutely allowed to. Stuff that they have in schools, the books that they have in schools. Why
what do you do? They see a book. They see a book with trans people in it. Who cares?
Just books.
Dude,
why are children being sexualized?
Francis. A kid telling a kid what a trans person is has nothing to do with sexualizing that kid. That's not what sexualization is. No, that's not sexualization. That isn't Francis. Francis, you can't just use the words and say it's this without like actually like linking it out. That's not sexualizing a kid. We're not telling a kid anything about sex. We're not telling a kid that they need to go have sex. We're not telling a kid how to have sex. We're not telling a kid what sex is.
Explain to me drag story time. Explain to me
what is sexual about drag story time? Dude, what's sexual about drag story time? What is sexual about?
Like, see, that's the silliness that you're trying to do.
There's
right
no
now,
silliness.
Like
No. Asking you, Francis, stop. Asking you to very clearly substantiate a claim you make is not doing anything. No, you didn't. All you said is explain drag story time to me then. How is drag story time sexual?
Shoving dollar bills in drag queens underwear.
Nope. That's not. Nope. Stop. Francis, because you're gonna set me off the way the last person did. You said drag story time. Don't pivot to something new now. Don't pivot to something new.
I'm not.
Drag story time. Give me one example of a drag queen going to a story time for children and making it sexual. Give me one example of it anywhere in the United States.
I'll send you a video. I need whatever to send you. I mean, there's plenty of videos of sexualized drag queen story times of children shoving dollar bills as they do their little dates.
Nope, that's not drag story time. That's not drag story time. You're going to send me something that is not a story time. I'm asking you specifically. You said specifically drag story time. That's what I want to see. I want to see an instance of a drag queen who goes to a bunch of kids to read them a story from a book and then starts. Most of the time, there's not even a dance performance involved in those things. They're just reading. So show me that. Yeah. I don't want to see, like, do I admit that there may be instances where parents might bring their children into Francis, Jesus Christ, dude.
Or your gender, which all comes back down to your sexuality.
No, it doesn't, dude. Your gender has nothing to do with your sexuality. Francis, your gender has nothing to do with your fucking sexuality, my G. This is you. You are the one sexualizing this. You are quite literally, you're upset because, Francis, you have to stop talking. Francis, Francis, I have to mute you because you won't stop talking. So I have to mute you because you literally won't stop. So you're not even listening to the words that I'm saying. So I have to put you on mute. You are on mute right now. Nothing you say can be heard because you are not listening to what I'm saying. Somebody's gender has fuck all to do with their sexuality. When we have conversations, you can find them on my page, hour-long conversations about gender. Who you're attracted to never comes up because they are two completely different conversations. You, in making the conflation that gender and sexuality are so tied together, are the one who's sexualizing people. Because you don't think we can have conversations about gender without it becoming sexual. I don't know why you think that. I can have a conversation about anything without it being sexual, unless the conversation's about sex. And on the flip side, even if we were to have a conversation with young kids about who they're attracted to, that's still not sexualizing it. Just because we're talking about sexuality doesn't inherently mean we're talking about fucking. We could be talking just about who kids have crushes on. I was 5 when I had my first crush. Would it have been sexualizing me for me to talk to my mom about who I had a crush on? Or for me to go to my teacher, yeah, teacher, I have a crush on this girl. And her to be like, oh, that's cute. That just means you like that person. Is that sexualizing a kid? No. What is it with conservatives in this weird idea that everything around kids is sexual that isn't? Now, will you possibly find some instances of kids going to drag shows and there possibly being like fucked up shit happening there? Possibly, yeah. Just like you would literally anywhere. God damn, should we stop taking our kids to church because of all the fucking pedophilia that happens in the churches? Or do we recognize one-off instances are not indicative of the whole? But what you won't find is an example of a drag queen story time, which tend to be done at like libraries or schools, where the drag queens are sexualizing the kids or doing anything sexual of that nature. That's not happening. And you won't be able to find an example of that happening. Now, you may speak.
It's going to be great for me.
Now you can talk, Francis. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I said you can talk.
Are you there?
Yep. I said now you can talk.
All right. Well, I don't see how it's not correlated. I see it all day. I see this. I work and it's there, and teachers, and it's to me. I don't understand how any of it's accepted or not seen to cause this issue or be a proxy kind of mental illness that is being pushed upon on children.
Yeah. All you did was use buzzwords and anecdotal evidence to try to support your claims. I don't care that you think it's a mental... No, stop. I don't care that you think it's a mental illness. Francis, holy shit. I don't care that you think it's a mental illness. You can provide me no medical research that backs that claim. All you're going to keep saying is, I think it is, I think it is, and I think it is. I don't operate in thinks.
How do you know that they're born that way? You're just taking their word for it? You're saying that there's all this scientific evidence that shows that when somebody is born in the wrong body, we have a way to identify it, and that
nobody
we need to respect that.
This is what I think is the worst thing that has ever happened. Trans people decided to try to explain what they feel to cisgender people by using the phrase "in the wrong body." Trans people don't actually think they're in the wrong body. They used this as an easy way to try to describe what they felt to cisgender people like you, and you guys are incapable of recognizing it for what it is, which is an analogy, and you took that as fact. No, I'm not wrong about this, actually. I'm actually not wrong about this. Fun fact, I'm actually not. There's not a single trans person who thinks they are in the wrong body. They don't think they're in the wrong body. That's not what they feel. What they feel is that the body that they are in does not align with their gender identity. And that because of this, they feel this stress, this immense amount of stress, which we call gender dysphoria, and that stress can be debilitating. And they used the phrase "in the wrong body" to try to put it through. I don't know why when I'm talking, you keep trying to talk. You're not going to be able to hear me.
You go on.
You're not going to be able to hear me.
Trying to get
like all you're doing is I know you're not listening because you can't hear me when you try to talk over me.
You're just repeating the same talking points about it's a stress response. And I understand what you're saying. You're trying to say that it's real, and I'm trying to say that it's not real. And what I'm trying to say is, why do we accept it then? I'm not saying and denying them their humanity. I'm asking, why do we have to accept it? Why do I have to play along? Why do I have to do anything other than say that that's how you want to be, that's how you want to be, but you're not going to come into my daughter's locker room. You're not going to come into my daughter's sports and destroy her. That's ridiculous.
No, that's going to be the coaches. That's going to be all the coaches who tend to fuck, little girls. That's the coaches of the sports that usually are doing that. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
Records and that
Francis
for a reason.
Francis. Trans women aren't coming in and breaking records. Trans women aren't coming in and dominating. No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't.
That's a lie.
Who?
That's a lie. You're bold-faced lying.
Who?
And then you want to call them ma'am.
Who, Francis? Who, Francis?
You want
who? Francis? Francis? Who? Francis? Francis? Who? Francis? Who? Who's the trans person that's dominating their category so concretely that not a single cis woman can compete, and that's breaking all the records so that nobody... You can't hear me talking because you're talking over me. You can't hear me talking because you're trying to talk over me.
We're talking about in the community. You were destroying the communities. You're destroying the people. It's ridiculous. People like you are trash.
Who?
Swear.
Who? I can't believe I have to be an owl here. Who? Who? I don't give a fuck about the virtue signaling, Francis. Who?
You care about your...
Who, Francis? Who, Francis? Who? Can you tell me who? Or are you just going to keep trying to fucking virtue signal about this? Who is the person that's coming into these communities and... I'm going to mute you because you're not listening. Like, fucking Christ, dude. Conservatives have to be the dumbest breed of people on the fucking planet. I thought we were going to have a great conversation, Francis. He hung up. I thought we were going to have a great fucking conversation. But you can't fucking get your head out of your ass for 5 minutes to even have it. Because you want to move on to 60 different conversations. We're talking about show me drag queen story hours that are sexual. And now you want to get into, well, the sports. I don't give a fuck about the sports right now. Who? He hung up, so I know I'm not going to get the who. Fucking Christ, dog. By the way, Bobtail Trucker, thank you for sending 10 gifted memberships over on YouTube. Fuck, dude. Like, I can't with this shit. Copium, thank you for subscribing on Twitch with your Amazon Prime. Lil Pink Dragon, thank you for gifting 10 subs over on Twitch. Ramian B, thank you for resubscribing with your Amazon Prime. Like, my God, bro. All you have to do is tell me who. Like, that's it. Just tell me a person. That's it. Tell me a person. That's all I want. That's all I want. Who's the person? Who's the trans woman that has dominated the category so hard that not a single cisgender person can compete? All he wanted to do was soapbox. I don't do soapbox bullshit. Yeah, the comments are filled with conservatives, dude. Filled with them. God damn, bro. Can't stand this bullshit, dude. And then there are people that are going to be like, Leah Thomas won one fucking event, tied in 5th place for the other, lost the other. Wow, she's really dominating. Winning one time is such a domination. Holy shit. Wow. Leah Thomas's records don't even top the fucking record set in 2017. This is why I know you guys are fucking morons. Leah Thomas hasn't even come. It was her record. Her fastest time when she competed in the women's division was 9 seconds slower than the world record time in the NCAA. Not world record, well, NCAA record. Her time was 9 seconds slower than the record set by a cisgender woman. You guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is what I mean, dude. Conservatives just say shit, and they hope, because what they say sounds intuitive, that nobody's gonna fucking fact check the bullshit. But guess what I fucking do? I fact check the bullshit. Goddamn. No, for real, she's destroying them so hard. Winning one time is such a destruction, dude. Winning one time is such a destruction. God damn. I can't believe she destroyed them so hard by winning one race. God damn. Man, are you telling me? Now, I don't believe this, but are you telling me that women are so fucking soft that they can't lose one time? I know men are. I know men, you lose one time and you fucking freak your shit. I think women tend to be a bit stronger than you in that fact. Ah, my God, dude. For real, for fucking real. Ian, thanks so much for the Venmo. Said Leah Thomas education. Yeah. I hate that we have to keep fucking talking about Leah Thomas. I'd like to just let the poor woman rest. Let her just fucking live her goddamn life. They shouldn't have won any because they never did in men. Also incorrect. You fucking idiot. She won men's heats all the time, you moron. Fuck, you guys are stupid as fuck. My God. We're going to take another caller here in a second. I'm just trying to pull something up really quickly. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up. Here we go. Now, some fucking stupid fuck in the chat. Are you guys ready for this? Some fucking idiot in the chat said Leah Thomas's win in the NCAA was 30 seconds faster. Okay? Was 30 seconds faster than the person who came in second place. Now, chat. How fucking stupid do you think this person is? Now, I'm going to prove them wrong. Let's play a quick game. Do you think they're going to admit they were wrong, or do you think they're going to double down? What do you think, chat? Admit they were wrong or double down? What do you think? What does everyone think? Admit wrong? Double down. Admit wrong? Double down. Well, let's take a look. Okay, wow, look at this. Here is the 2022 NCAA championships. This is what Leah Thomas raced in after she identified as a woman. Here's the feat she won, which is the 500 freestyle. She placed gold. Here's Emma Wyant, who placed silver. Oh, what is this? What is this? Only like a second and a half difference? She was a second and a half behind? 1.5 seconds? So not 30. It's actually 1.5. So Leah Thomas only won by 1.5 second. 1.5. You people are the dumbest people on the planet, because everything is at your fingertips. Everything is at your fingertips, and you refuse. It's like you refuse to look it up. And this doesn't even come close to the record. It's so stupid. It is beyond stupid. Leah Thomas didn't win this one. She didn't win this one. She only won this one. That's it. Her one win. This one right here. I clearly edited the HTMLs. No, wait, dead ass. Wait, that's so good. That's so funny. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, let's move it on with the calls. Next, coming into the show, we have Luke. Now, Luke is going to tell us that people can identify. So he agrees trans women are women because people can identify as something, but that chromosomes are what we're limited to. Now, I don't know who's talking about sex. Apparently Luke is. Let's bring him up and find out. Luke, can I get your age and pronouns, please?
That'd be he, him, and age 20.
Okay, now Luke, 20, he, him. Now, Luke, what do chromosomes have to do in the conversation about trans people?
So I guess I was just, when they asked my stance, I was just providing, I guess, what my stance would be. I really liked what you do on YouTube and how you publicly do this, and I enjoy debating thoroughly. Just for the sake of debating, I've always enjoyed it. So I just wanted to say I really like what you do here. And with the whole trans men and women, I was assuming you are for basically sports being not limited to your sex.
I don't care about sports enough to give a shit.
I was just curious if that was like a topic I saw a couple seconds ago. Somebody brought up, and I was just curious because I've done sports where, like wrestling, for example, where being a man against a woman is not uncommon, is not frowned upon by any means. And I guess I was just calling and wanted to see, is that like an opinion that you would have of like that being separate or limited to, for like a trans person not being allowed to? Is that something you're for or against?
I do not care enough about sports to give a shit. I just think all sports should be co-ed and that they become more interesting to watch. Past that, I don't care enough about sports.
So
sports mean absolutely nothing.
I guess I've noticed it with some sports, people are more prone to get injured based on, muscle density or size. And the one point I was seeing is with the 2024, I believe it was, Olympics, there was a trans woman who basically swept the competition. And
Who?
my personal
In the
opinion
Olympics?
was, although they identify as trans. Pardon?
In the Olympics?
It was, what was it? I pulled it up specifically.
Hasn't the only trans woman in the Olympics been Laurel Hubbard? What other trans woman was in the Olympics?
Let me pull up the name. I have it here.
Because
There's
Laurel
one question
Hubbard is
going.
the only one that I know of, and Laurel Hubbard DNF'd. She didn't finish. She didn't even place.
It's IMANE.
Iman Khalif isn't
Kefel?
trans. Iman Khalif wasn't trans.
Pardon?
Iman Khalif is not trans. She's not a trans woman.
Oh, did I pull up the wrong statistic then?
I don't know, but Iman Khalif is not
Oh.
trans. Never was. There are a bunch of people that said she was trans, with the only proof being like Russia saying that we think she has XY chromosomes. But Iman Khalif is not trans. She's a cisgender woman. He hung up. Yo. Yo. No way. Oh my god. Oh, God. Anyway, we're going to bring up our next caller. This is Bruce. Now, Bruce thinks that all women are born with vaginal slits, or at least that all females are. Bruce, I can tell you before we can even get into the conversation, this is untrue, but if you'd like, we could talk about it. Bruce, can I get your age and pronouns, please?
34 and him, he.
Okay. Now, Bruce, yeah, if that was your thing coming in, that all females are born with vaginal slits or vaginal openings, this isn't true. Vaginal agenesis, you can be born without a vaginal opening of any kind.
I'm not talking about the vaginal opening. I'm talking about the actual slit itself.
Yes, vaginal agenesis, you can be born without this.
They can be born without the bottom part, but not the top portion where the urine comes out of.
I don't even. First of all, like when you say vaginal slit, like this isn't a term we use in medicine. So, what is the actual part you're talking about?
I don't. It sounds very crass, and I apologize. But the front part where it's split, where there's the
vaginal opening.
No, because the vaginal opening means there has to be a vaginal canal, and that doesn't exist. But every single woman is born with that front part, not the opening itself,
with the labia, minora and the labia majora. Is that what you're talking about? The inner and outer lips. Like, what are you the area you're claiming of the vagina? I don't know what area you're talking about. I don't think this area exists. At least in the way you're talking about. Are you talking like what part are you talking about?
So that you know how we all like have a butt crack? That part.
Uh-huh.
Every single woman does. I'm not saying the butt crack itself. I'm saying that front area that has a slit. I think you said the lips. I'm sorry if that isn't the correct term, but yeah.
Yeah, vaginal agenesis can lead to this not existing, and then those people tend to have to get surgery as babies to create the opening.
Wow, so it even covers the part where the urine comes out, because I was trying to look it up and I couldn't find a case of that.
Yeah, and let me see. There is let me see if I can find it. I think as well, Meyer-Roquet MRKH syndrome. Like, one of the things with MRKH syndrome is what I've read is that people people are essentially born like Barbie dolls. There's nothing there.
Wow, I did not know that. I tried looking it up and I couldn't find a case, and I apologize for that.
Yeah. So, but like even if we could like I said, even if this was the case, I'm just not too sure that this would lead me to say that like all females have, well, I guess they don't, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Well, I made a false assumption, and I apologize for that. Can we kind of lean a little bit more into the actual rights? Well, not rights, but for trans individuals, let's say it's a man, a born male, transitioning to a female. With that, if I understand correctly, it means that they would also get rights that a female has, like scholarships, correct?
Well, I wouldn't call scholarships a right. But if somebody is a woman,
I'm sorry, I used the wrong term.
Yeah, sure. If somebody's a woman and there are scholarships for women, yes, they'd be able to access these scholarships. Yes.
I might be completely unfair saying this. I don't think that's fair for cisgender women.
So instead, we want to be unfair to transgender women?
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Sorry. Say that again.
It would just be that would then just in turn be unfair to transgender women, right? If they're women, they should be entitled to all the things in our society that women are entitled to.
I understand that on a logical sense, but speaking clearly from emotions, my mother, who's passed now, she had to go through just horrible things, right? And every woman feels that to an extent. But if you're born as a man, like me and like you, we don't experience that fear, that risk of. And I know,
but do you know who does?
Exactly,
do you know who does?
That's the reason why they have them. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, do you know who does experience that though? Trans women. Like, first and foremost, I don't think we can be separating people in terms of categories just by some level of shared experiences, right? Like on a fundamental category level, like not all women are going to experience life the same way, not all men are going to experience life the same way. So to say in order to receive the benefits of this thing, you have to have experienced life the way that society dictates, that I just don't think that works in any way, shape, or form. But like, if we're talking about a base level fear in society, like trans women have this like en masse. I mean, trans women are 4 times more likely to experience sexual violence than like any other gender group.
Yes, I understand that. and maybe it's just a bias in my opinion. I guess that it's just that feeling of unfairness when it comes to actual cisgender women. But if
but what is
you're right on that part.
Let's unpack that. Well, first let's unpack that. One, I would say like women aren't a monolith, and while some women may be saying it's unfair, there are also tons of women who say it is plenty fair. So that I don't know who we like, if we're just analyzing who we would like default to. But secondly, like, what is unfair about trans women who, again, I would say are women, and I don't know if you agree with that, but I would say clearly are women in their own right. What's the issue with them receiving some of the benefit? And thirdly, if we're going to talk about women being treated unfair and unfairly, why don't we address the systems in society that does that, instead of just saying like blaming trans women or like forcing trans women to suffer because of it? Like, sure, let's take scholarships, for example. How about, instead of saying, because I understand what you're saying, like there are scholarships that are meant for women, quote unquote, and some people are going to feel unfairly, they lost unfairly if somebody who they don't believe is a woman got that scholarship. Why not just make education free? Like, why are we making people compete for the ability to go?
That would make
like,
a lot more sense, right?
Like, instead of attacking trans people, let's attack the fact that like we have to pay out of the ass for higher education, so much so that without these scholarships, that people now have to compete against each other for what little bit of scraps that we have. Secondly, the amount of unused scholarships that exist in this country, like how much money goes unclaimed from scholarships every year. I think there's plenty to go around if you look hard enough for them. I don't think anybody's like losing out. Just like go apply for another scholarship.
First and foremost, for the first point, I'm not going to sit here and say that that I have some sort of woman that I can point to that is saying that it's unfair. There are probably women that do say that, but that would be completely unfair to me to try and speak on behalf of the female gender, and I would never do that. But I was speaking purely from unfortunately, an emotional perspective. But you are correct, absolutely, that we have enough money to go around. We have more than enough money to go around.
Yeah, just to give a number, there were $1.3 billion. Is it 1.3? Hold on, I might have. Let me just make sure I have that number correctly. There were. I'm sorry, I was wrong. In 2023, for the graduating class of 2023, there was $4.1 billion in Pell Grant funds that went unclaimed. There's so much money, but people just don't know where to look.
What is a Pell Grant?
Pell Grants are federal grants for low-income households for higher education.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, you've cleared up. I'm sorry it wasn't too much of a debate. I agree with everything that you're saying, and I have a lot of respect for you. You're a much more intelligent man than I think I'll ever be.
I don't say yourself.
So thank you for your time. Oh, trust me, you don't know me. My partner would agree with what I said. Trust me. So thank you for your time. You really opened my eyes. I really did try to look for that front part. I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you, with the labias. And I did not know that they could be born literally where they have to have surgery to open up to be able to urinate. I did not know that, and I apologize for my ignorance. But other than that, I have really nothing else, and I want to really thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. We're still chugging along. Shout out to Cheyenne for the Cash App. You did send it too early. If it was a pay to kick. But you can have a free kick. If you just have to try to get my attention in chat. during the next call, but it's got to be after 20 minutes. I don't kick anyone until after 20 minutes because I just feel like if the conversation is gonna circle, the 20-minute mark tends to be a great place where it does start to circle. And then if people want me to move on, I'll move on. You paid him. Yeah, totally. Totally. I spend thousands of dollars every month paying people to call into the channel. Absolutely, 100%. Makes total fucking sense. Aki, I have no fucking idea. Let's just say yes, just to be on the safe side. All right. Oh shit, there's 0 calls in the queue. Well, looks like chat didn't want to chat. So I mean, we'll just chill if there's 0 callers in queue. We'll wait until we get a new one. I need to start remembering to turn the music back on in between calls. So it's not like dirty quiet, you know? I don't like a dirty quiet. Remember to get those super chats in at the end of stream. I'm going to read through all the super chats. So get your super chats in now. If you want them super chats read, bro. I was gonna try to read all the. I gotta try to read all the Twitch notifications too. Lil Pink Dragon, thank you for gifting 10 subs to the Twitch chat. Thank you so much, Lil Pink Dragon. Forsaken Joey Realm, thank you for gifting a sub. Ashley Autumn, thank you for subscribing with your Amazon Prime. Oops Shy Goose, thank you for subscribing for your 29th month. GS Julianus, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Cello Play Stuff, thank you for subscribing for your 10th month. Mira Featherbender, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Ramian B, thank you for resubscribing for your 5th month. Lil Pink Dragon, oh, that wasn't, I said that one already. Thank you guys for the subs over on Twitch as well. I don't think we have any memberships over on the YouTube to shout out. But the super chats we'll still read at the end of stream, so get those super chats in if you want them read. You know I loves reading me a super chat. I loves reading the super chat. Do I play Marvel Rivals? No. If anyone wants to get me into Marvel Rivals, let me know. Linksifer666, thank you for subscribing with your Amazon Prime for your 5th month over on Twitch. Thank you, friend. If I had a way to control Call-In Studio from my Steam Deck, then it would be over. Although I guess there are hotkeys. I could essentially label do the hotkeys work if I'm not clicked on it? We'll find that out in the next call. Because I could essentially connect it to a hotkey and then I could have a hang up sound. Oh. That could be interesting. Okay, we're going to bring up the next caller. The next caller is Matthew. Now, Matthew says men cannot be women, says there's only 2 genders, and those genders are male and female. Right off the bat, we know Matthew's wrong. So we're going to bring Matthew up. Nope, it didn't work. But if I click on this, does it work? It does. We're going to bring up Matthew. Matthew, if you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns, please.
I have no pronouns, and my age is 38.
Okay, Matthew has no pronouns. So, Matthew, if somebody were to say, this is Matthew, he went to the store yesterday, you would get really upset with them because you don't have pronouns.
How would I get upset when
Because they use
somebody said I went to the store?
no. They said this is Matthew. He went to the store. You would be upset that they called you a he because you don't have pronouns.
No, I wouldn't be upset because somebody called me a he.
So you do have pronouns.
That makes no sense.
So you do have.
I don't consider that as a pronoun. That's all nonsense.
You don't consider the word he, the word literally labeled in the English language as a pronoun, to be a pronoun.
I don't consider pronouns. Like, that's all bullshit.
That is not correct. Because according to the
That
encyclopedia...
is correct. Okay, Kitty.
Matthew.
What is a woman?
Matthew, we'll get there. Matthew,
what is a woman?
Matthew, I just want to...
What is a woman?
I just want to... Well, you don't
Answer
know...
the question. What
Matthew,
is a woman?
you don't know what a pronoun is. Why do I think you know what a woman is?
I know what a woman is.
Okay, what are they?
I asked you, what is a woman?
Sure, an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their social schema on the female sex.
Correct. A person that's born with reproductive organs.
Okay, so if I have a female who's not born with reproductive organs, what are they?
They're all born with reproductive organs.
Incorrect. Vaginal agenesis can lead to a complete lack of a reproductive system. So if they're born without reproductive organs, Matthew, what are they? Are they
An
men
alien.
now? So there's three genders. There's man, woman, and alien?
No, there's
No.
two genders. There's male and female.
Male and female are sexes, not genders.
If you're born with a penis,
Matthew, I'm
you're
sorry.
a dude.
Matthew,
if you're
I'm
born
sorry
with a vagina,
Matthew,
you're a female.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Male and female are terms that relate to sexual categories, not gender. So what are the genders specifically?
Male and female.
Okay, those are sex terms, Matthew. Do you happen to know the difference between sex and gender?
There's only two genders, male and female.
Male is
Like,
okay.
y'all.
So when I say man and woman, do those words just not exist?
Your liberals are so.
I'm not a liberal.
Y'all are mentally unstable.
At least I can answer questions, Matthew. You're not able to answer a single one. Is there a difference between sex and gender, Matthew?
No.
So all females are women?
Yes.
Okay. I want to just give you a chance to change your answer here. So I'll give you one more chance. Do you, Matthew, are you telling me, Jovan Bradley, in the year of our Lord 2025, that every female on planet Earth is a woman?
Correct.
Okay. So
it doesn't matter what they identify as.
When someone gives birth to a female, she comes out the womb a woman. You would call that 0-year-old a woman?
I'll call her a female.
No. I asked you, are all females women?
They grow up to be women.
Oh, so they're not all women. Now let's keep analyzing this. I have a dog.
You have to.
My dog is a female.
You have to mature to be a woman.
Hold on. My dog is a female. Is she also a woman?
Okay, that's a different species.
Doesn't matter. I asked you if all females. I even gave you a second to change your answer. I said, are all females on the planet Earth women? And you said yes. Do you want to change your answer now?
Well, I didn't think you were gonna bring up animals.
When I said all on the planet Earth, did you think that only meant some on the planet Earth or all on the planet Earth?
All human females born with reproductive organs.
Okay, here we go.
Born with a vagina.
Beautiful. Matthew, I love that. I love that clarification.
And
all female humans, all
if
women.
A female identifies as a male,
Matthew,
then
hold on.
what?
Matthew,
then,
hold on.
Then you should be able to punch the shit out of that wannabe dude if she wants to put herself in a man's place.
Why would you punch anyone, Matthew? Are you just inherently violent? Are you an inherently violent person? Do you just
I'm
go
an
around all
angry
day
person.
wanting to punch people?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
If I see you, I'll punch you in the face.
Why? Because you can't handle a conversation? Did you not learn emotional
No,
maturity?
because you're a moron.
Did you not learn emotional maturity, Matthew? Do you not, Matthew? Do you not have house training?
No, people like you are freaking retarded.
Matthew, do you not? We don't. I'm just gonna let you know. If you slur again, I will drop the call. Do you lack house training?
Freaking.
Do you lack house training, Matthew? I just need to know.
House training?
Yes. You want to punch people?
I'm not an animal.
You want to? Are you sure? You walk around wanting to punch people that you perceive to be stupider than you.
I want to.
So that seems that seems pretty violent.
Retarded.
Okay. See you. I gave you the chance. You said it could. This is what's okay. So let me explain to you what just happened, guys. Matthew realized he was out of his depth, and he didn't want to seem scared by running away. So instead, he broke the rules so that I would drop him, and he could be like have plausible deniability. That's what just happened. I hope you're aware. This is the plight of the conservative. They call in with stuff they don't know about. Okay. All right. They call in with stuff they don't know about. When they get proven to be wrong, they resort to violence. Pretty on brand for the Conservative Party. Pretty on brand. He doesn't know it's a slur. Yeah, bullshit. And even if he doesn't, I told him, don't slur after he used it. And then he said, that's a slur. So he knows at that point not to use the word again. And then he used it again. Why? Because he was crashing out. I might be giving him too much credit on that. He may just be stupid. He thought frickin' was the slur. Well, then he's even dumber than I thought. And at that point, I feel like debating him would probably be some level of ableism, right? My pronouns are he, him. See how easy that was to answer? God damn. Took me all of 2 seconds to answer that question. Anyway, next up, we're going to bring up Robert. Now, Robert believes in a conservative way of thinking about things. He thinks that people think they're men and women and vice versa, and kids shouldn't go through it until they're an adult. Let's see how Robert defends this position. Robert, hello, welcome to stream. If you can hear me, please provide me with your age and pronouns.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay.
What's your age and pronouns there, Robert? Robert, hello? Hello?
I am with real pronouns.
You're what?
So you shouldn't understand that.
You're what?
He, him.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't hear you, Robert. There is a massive lag. I don't know if you're connected to Wi-Fi or not. You might want to disconnect. What was your age, Robert?
56.
Okay, great. And Robert, go ahead and start off. I don't really understand your talking point from what the screener wrote down, besides you saying that you think kids shouldn't go through, I'm guessing, with transition until they're adults.
Right. I mean, there's a plethora of stuff kids can't do until they're 18. But
Okay.
it's all right to go ahead and cut balls off. No, I mean, you can't get tattoos. I think tattoos is not as bad as castration.
You can get tattoos prior to age 18 with parental consent. Robert, I would also make the argument that, like, sure, it's state by state. I don't disagree with that, but like that means it's not like a hard set rule. Also, I would just make the argument that kids aren't getting their balls cut off, Robert. You might find some instances of kids who are like 17 who are able to receive gender affirming surgeries, but typically, and the vast majority of people who get bottom surgery, they would be age 18 and over.
Well, we hear different. You know, I mean,
Robert, I just want to let you know I'm not hearing this. I'm going off of like medical data, like case studies.
yeah, I mean, I understand there's the only reason the doctors are doing it is because the money is.
The only reason the doctors are doing it is because of money.
When we got the scientists in Europe that's all dropping this stuff, you know, everybody says, well, look what they're doing in Europe. Well, they're not doing it now. They're all dropping that in Europe.
Well, so this is
they've done actual case studies.
So this is untrue. Europe has moved to just more. Robert, Europe, specifically countries like Sweden and the UK, have moved to more clinical models, right? They've moved to models where they're still allowing children to access these things. They're just doing it with research.
Well, not
purposes.
all of them.
All of them still allow kids to access gender affirming care. There's no European country that I know of that's outwardly banned it, that used to have it in medicine and then just said, like, we're going to ban it completely. They're just doing it on a research basis now.
So you're saying that these drugs that these kids are taking, say a kid's at 13 and starts taking these drugs, then when he comes to 16 or 17 or 18, he decides he's not a woman, and he's perfectly fine to get off the drugs and be a man again.
Well, so there's a few
can make children.
There's a few ways to answer this question. It's a nuanced question. I'll give a nuanced answer. One, some of these drugs have permanent side effects. Yes, HRT has some side effects that tend to be permanent. This doesn't mean you can't get off the drugs, and this doesn't mean we don't have ways to combat some of these side effects. So fertility, it can be a concern. This is why typically when you're on HRT as somebody under the age of 18, your doctor will monitor your fertility rates. So that way, if they see an issue, they can stop and like reassess. Bone density is another concern, but this can be combated again with monitoring from your doctors and a proper regimen of like vitamins and supplements to make sure that you don't see a significant loss in bone density. Third, if a child is...
How does that work? Because, I mean, I know women that go through bone density as they age, and especially after having children, and they don't really get that bone density back, okay?
Yeah, it's because the amount of bone density loss isn't as much in this case as it is in those.
That's because they've only had it for a couple of years, right? The more they're on it, the more bone density they lose.
That can be the case.
Correct?
If you're not being monitored. Yes, that can be the case. But again, if you're monitored when you are on HRT, which typically you get around 14, 15, sometimes 13, depends on when you start pubertal suppressants and when you get into Tanner stage 3. When you're on HRT, you're being monitored by your doctor. So your doctor is making sure that these numbers stay within normal ranges, and they're making sure that if there's an issue, they either wean you off of HRT until they figure the issue out, or if it's something that the parents and the child and the doctor have all talked about and agreed that like this risk is worth it, then they'll continue, because HRT as is all medicine, a risk benefit analysis. You look at the risk of the treatment versus the benefit of the treatment. And if parents decide the benefits of the treatment outweigh the risks, parents are allowed to give their children these treatments.
Well, for one thing, I'm of course I'm not a professional like you, and I don't have any of these receipts on these studies that I do know that are out there, and all the stuff I've said, because I've seen them before. So, but believing in this medical stuff, I mean, it's just like, I mean, I don't understand how you're acting like it never goes wrong. You're just
what? When have I ever said? When have I ever?
You know,
what are you talking about? That's not what I've said. I've said it's a risk benefit analysis, and you weigh the risks of treatment with the benefits of treatment. This is how all medicine works. Every time I take Tylenol, I'm weighing the risks of acetaminophen, like liver damage, with the benefit of me not having a headache anymore. Every time I go to the doctors and they talk about a surgery, I'm weighing the risks that surgery may pose with the benefits that surgery may pose.
You know, that is funny. If you can do that with Tylenol. Most women didn't do that and found out that liver are affected. You know, that was pretty funny.
We've always known that.
Trump on
wait. Okay, I'll roll with the pivot because just to correct this misinformation. One, we have always known that acetaminophen has risks with your liver. Always. This has never not been known.
Right,
Two, there is no single semblance of research that shows a causal link between Tylenol and autism, which is what I know you're talking about because you're talking about what Trump said about Tylenol. There's no
himself has come out and said that there is a risk.
Nope. They
they
haven't. Tylenol has not said there's a risk of no, Robert. Tylenol has not said there's a risk of autism when using Tylenol while pregnant. They've said Tylenol, like almost every drug, should be monitored by your doctor if you are taking it when pregnant, because like almost every drug on the planet poses a significant risk, more so to pregnant people than non-pregnant people. But Tylenol and no other major medical body has ever said there is a causal link between acetaminophen and autism.
Well, there's a Harvard study out there.
The Harvard study does not show causality. It says there is a correlation, but there are correlations between almost anything. The correlation more comes into play, or the causation more comes into play, because we have gotten better at diagnosing autism over the years. So more kids are being diagnosed because we know what to look for better. The diagnostic criteria has changed. So it's the same. Like, I'll walk you through a little thought experiment about causation and correlation, right? It's been shown.
I understand all that.
Okay, well then I don't know why
What about ADH and all this stuff where they backed off on a lot of stuff that they used to believe, you know.
What? What are you talking about?
Be more specific. The drugs and stuff they used on ADH kids and all.
Be more specific.
Like
ADHD?
Ritalin. Who?
We still diagnose.
Who
we still
takes
prescribe
Ritalin anymore?
We still prescribe tons of kids Ritalin. What are you talking about?
In the 90s, there used to be half the classes, the kids were on Ritalin, you know.
We still prescribe. We still prescribe that.
I didn't say they haven't stopped. I said the amount has gone down tremendously.
It could have. I think there are a lot of parents who don't trust. Wait, I think there are a lot of parents who might have not. Well, ADHD, like autism, we've gotten better at diagnosing it. I think there are a lot of parents who just don't prefer to medicate their kids. And I think there were a lot of instances of parents and doctors using Ritalin, right, as just like a blanket because parents were just like hyper frustrated with kids with ADHD. But as we've understood ADHD more and we've been able to come up with
that
other.
Wouldn't be the same way of just providing drugs to.
No, because this is completely
another
different.
Sex.
No, these are completely completely different things.
It works on ADH, but not on.
No, because managing a child with ADHD is vastly different than managing a child with gender dysphoria. A child with gender dysphoria isn't going to have issues based upon their gender dysphoria about like focusing in school or being hyperactive or getting distracted or all the other things that come with being ADHD or leaving stuff like.
I didn't say that ADH and kids that are wanting to transfer have the same exact needs or the same, but I am saying that doctors do it one way on this person, they're going to do the same on the other. If you have to look at the reason. Mom says he's got ADH. Well, let's go with it.
Robert, you have to look. Robert, you have to look at the reasons. We're not giving kids gender affirming medical care to like blanket some other problem.
When you were 13, did you want to be a pirate or a policeman or anything? Did you want to be anything when you were 13?
I don't understand what this has to do with the question, or with the conversation at hand. Like, what is the relevance?
So you just don't want to answer this question.
I don't know. Tell me what the relevance. Tell me what the relevance of the question is, and I'll answer it.
If you answer it, I will tell you the relevance.
I don't remember what I wanted to be at 13. It could have been any job. Who knows? I don't remember. I don't remember what job I wanted when I was 13. No, I'm 32 years old. I don't remember much from when I was 13.
Oh, come on. I mean, I don't remember a lot, but I at least have some remembrance of what I want to be.
I don't remember what job I wanted at 13, my G. I've wanted tons of jobs throughout my life. I don't remember what I wanted at 13.
Well, there you go. See, that's a prime example. You know, kids want things and they change their mind. That's why the mind isn't even fully developed until it's 25.
This is okay. So first of all, no, the brain never stops developing. At 25, you just preen off a bunch of unused neurons that your brain isn't using anymore. Secondly,
it's more than it is. It's more developed.
Your brain is
13.
Yes, it is more developed at 13. It's also more developed at like 27 than it is at 25, and then it continues developing, and it's more developed at 36 than it is to 25. Like what? Secondly, a child wanting an occupation is different than their identity and what they are identifying as. Identities don't tend to make major shifts and changes once you form those identities. That's just not how identity works.
Then why do people switch then back?
Why do people switch? Why do people detransition? The bulk of detransitions happen due to societal, familial, and financial stressors. The amount of people who detransition, who do permanent detransitions, who do not identify as trans or as the gender that they were identifying pre-transition is like 1% of people. Why do the
suicides go up after they transition?
The suicides don't go up after they transition. There is no study that shows that the suicide.
Data that says
no, there isn't. No, Robert, I promise you, there is not. There is data that shows that post-transition, their suicide rates are still higher than the general population, but there are 0 studies that show that the suicide rate increases.
They don't come down.
No, this is not true. We have direct studies.
Congress all the time.
Yes, Congress are not. Congress are not scientists.
When the Republicans ask this question, if the professionals are not arguing it, how can you?
The professionals do argue it, Robert. I've read the studies. They do argue it. What they show from actual studies is that gender affirming medical care in youth populations show a 70% decrease in suicidality. 70%. Robert, I don't understand the point of laughing. I've read these studies and you haven't. You're just going off of what you've seen in like TV and stuff. I've read this stuff.
Well,
I have it linked in my link tree.
Democrat experts come up and not argue the fact on these things.
They do, Robert. They do all the time. Almost every hearing that's been had with somebody who's actually educated on this has mentioned the fact that gender affirming care is a net positive to mental health. That every study that we tend to show and every meta-analysis we tend to have that analyzes the data shows a benefit to mental health post-transition.
No.
Robert, you could say no.
What about going to the military?
What about going to the military?
You don't see problems with them going to the military?
What would be the problem with somebody being trans in the military? So?
Well, the military, for one thing, is supposed to sight on anybody. All right.
Okay.
And if they're coming in as if wanting to be or are transsexual, that suicide rate
Transgender
should be the problem. That's what I'm talking about.
The suicide rate, every single study, Robert, that's been done on the causality of suicide in the trans community, every single study on this has pointed that the causality, the thing that makes them want to kill themselves, is family and societal stigmatization. It is the way they are treated, not their gender identity or their gender dysphoria or any of that. It's not being treated well and not being supported.
When they go to a place where you got 90% of the people you're going to talk to are alpha males.
What? Robert, alpha males aren't a thing.
When you go into the military, you think alpha males are going to treat...
Robert, I don't know how much Andrew Tate you've been watching. Alpha males aren't a thing. It's not a thing.
I don't watch Andrew Tate, so don't do your talking points.
You're the one who's spouting alpha male nonsense. Alpha males don't exist. There's no such thing as an alpha.
Why do the liberal women always talk about alpha males?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Robert. I've never met a liberal woman who's like, let's talk about the alpha males.
You don't believe there's an alpha male and a beta male.
Science doesn't believe there's alpha and beta males. You know where that comes from, right? You know that comes from a... Do you know that comes from...
Men can have babies, too.
Science actually agrees. Science actually does...
That you can.
Science actually does cooperate that men can have babies. But, Robert, you know that the study that we got, like, the alpha and beta males thing from...
How can you collaborate something that's never been done? In theoreticalness, someone can have a vagina put into themselves, supposedly, and then it can happen. But these men that are having babies are actually women.
Oh, my God.
That already has all the equipment. They've just transitioned.
Robert. Science classifies trans men as men, and trans men can get pregnant. So science therefore classifies that there are men who can get pregnant. Now, what science isn't going to do, Robert.
I don't care.
Robert, Jesus Christ, dude, you are going to have an aneurysm, Robert. You have to.
Science means that if you're a male, you're at birth.
I'm not talking about males, Robert. We're not talking, Robert. We're not talking about males. We're talking about men. Men and male is not the same thing. Science does not label them the same thing. They do not classify these things as the same thing.
You can't in science, okay? If the kid is born as what we call men or
nobody's
whatever
ever been born a man. It's never happened before, ever.
They can have a baby after they've transitioned.
Robert.
But that didn't mean...
Oh my God, Robert, listen to me, please listen. Science affirms that trans men are men. Trans men typically are classified as female, and females typically can give birth. Therefore, there is a group of men on this planet who can give birth.
This is why is you guys you change all these words, like fascist and
I haven't changed the word fascist.
And women, and,
what are you talking
that's
about?
why we have so much problem communicating. Because you make up words.
Robert, you're not making any coherent argument here, my guy.
Yeah, I am.
You're not.
Whatever, because I don't care what you call a female. She can have birth, but she cannot be a man.
Yeah, this is again.
A man had a baby.
So again, Okay. Again, this is the problem with what we're talking about here. You don't agree with the fact that on a neurological, sociological, and psychological level, trans women are women and trans men are men.
The stuff you just spit it out doesn't have anything to do with pregnancy.
It doesn't have to do with pregnancy. It has to do with what your gender is.
You do with her
Oh my God.
and
Robert.
thinking she's a man.
Robert,
Seriously.
my God. Robert, what's a man? Like, what is a man, Robert?
I just said it.
I couldn't hear it.
A person.
Okay, you're breaking up, Robert, and we've been going for 20 minutes, so I'm just going to move on. I don't feel like dealing with the call breakups anymore. Anyway. That was sure something. Am I right, chat? I'm just going to say some quick thank yous to the people watching. Thank you for enjoying the stream. Thank you for supporting the stream. We are still going today. I don't have no plans on stopping just yet, but probably will end fairly soon. We got a bunch of people in the call in queue, so I'm still going for it. Shelly, thank you for the tip. Shelly says, so I want to make a quick point. I hope this goon hears me. He talked about what job you wanted to have at 13. If being a girl is a job, that was a job I was dying to have. I got good at knots. Shelly, yeah, true. We're gonna bring up the next caller. I got a headache today. Jesus Christ. Next up, we're gonna bring up John. Now, John doesn't seem to think Trump is a fascist and that the MAGA movement is fascist. John will be wrong, and we'll find out about that. John, welcome to the show. If you could, please provide your age and pronouns, please.
27 and not.
And what? John, you need to back up from the mic a little bit. You're peaking. So if you could just take a step back for me.
20 not a home.
John, I have no idea what you just said. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, would maybe like... Okay. If you're connected to Wi-Fi, I would maybe disconnect. Because you're breaking up, so we can't really understand you on our end.
I said, and my pronouns are not gay.
Your pronouns are not/gay.
Yep.
This is John. Not went to the store yesterday. That's how I would say that sentence.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I would say, this is John. Gay ate dinner last night. This is John.
Not gay ate dinner last night.
Well, no. Pronouns would be one word. Pronouns are one word.
Pussy,
So
not dick.
You what?
So, hey, I'm just wondering, man, what do you guys think of MAGA's fascist when he took away your guys' food stamps and everything else?
Well, he didn't.
Like, I want to know how that's fascism. Like, fascism is actually taking money from people that work and then giving it to a bunch of people that don't.
John, food stamps have not gone away. John,
don't be mad.
John, who's mad?
All your chat, John, what are you talking about?
Okay, I'm going to mute you, John, because I don't know if you're just here to talk, but this is a debate show. That means we talk to each other. Now, he didn't take food stamps away because a judge just determined they have to provide food stamps for the next month. So food stamps are still here right now, John. I don't know if you keep up with the news or you get all your information from X or wherever, Facebook maybe, but food stamps aren't gone, John. I don't know if you know that. I'm going to unmute you, but this is a conversation, not an opportunity for you to soapbox. I hope you understand this. Now, are you ready to have an actual conversation, John?
Yeah, a judge just can't order and do whatever they want. Like, that's all
yes,
the
they can. It's called injunctions, and federal judges can still place them on certain things, such as ordering Trump's administration to continue paying food stamps during the shutdown. This is completely legal and has been determined, John.
Oh, no, they already said they ain't going to do it. So we're just not going to listen.
Okay, so you're okay with Donald Trump removing food out of children's mouths? Interesting.
Yes.
Why?
Because I pay a lot of taxes, and I don't care. Like, it's not my problem to feed your kids.
How much of your individual?
You guys are the truth.
How much of your individual tax? God damn, John. John, I have to be so honest. If you continue to interrupt, John, if you continue to interrupt, you're not going to have a good time here. I got to tell you that.
I'm not going to have a good time here. What are you going to do, you faggot?
Okay, so John, you're muted again. We don't use slurs, so this will be your one and only warning. Okay, I don't really give a shit what you call me, but we don't use slurs on the stream. So this is your one and only warning. If you slur again, I'm just going to drop you. If you're too afraid to have the conversation, so instead of having it, you want to interrupt and drop slurs because you're too chicken shit for the actual conversation, then just say that and I will move on now instead of wasting my time. Are you chicken shit, John, or do you actually want to have the conversation?
Yeah, let's have a conversation. What's fascist about taking away your guys' free stuff?
Great. So again, how much of your individual tax contribution goes to SNAP benefits, John?
Oh, shit. I mean, at least, I don't know, 40 grand a year.
You think you personally spend 40 grand a year paying for SNAP benefits?
Yeah, I literally own a business. Yep, I've had to write checks for $45,000 before. You guys don't even pay taxes. Anybody that gets a tax return, you guys have never even kept one pothole fixed. You guys don't even pay taxes.
You don't.
Anybody who gets a tax return, you're basically like a little kid.
You don't.
It's like a little kid. They're giving your parents are giving you your allowance back.
You don't know
how tax,
John. You don't know how taxes work.
Yeah, I do know how taxes work. I paid more taxes than you. What are you talking about?
That doesn't. You paying them doesn't mean you know how they work. What's a tax?
I know I pay more than everybody else.
More than anybody
watching the show right now.
What is a tax return, John? What is a refund? When you get a refund, what is it?
You're literally basically getting 90% of all the taxes you paid them for the year back. Anybody that makes under a certain amount, you don't pay any. That's why you get a tax return. That's why idiots who don't work all year long, they still get $3 grand per kid and everything else.
Incorrect.
I know people that get $3 grand per kid every year, and they didn't make any money. So it's like,
Christ. Okay, we're going to mute you. You're a fucking idiot. God damn, you're stupid. A tax refund is because you overpaid. You paid more than you were supposed to. So they refund you the money that you overpaid. You stupid fuck. John, I understand if stupidity runs in your family. I get it. Now, stupidity doesn't run in mine the same way it runs in yours, because I know what a fucking refund is. Now, you're telling me you pay $40,000 a year. Now, this would not be your personal taxes. This is your business taxes. So I said, what of your individual tax contribution goes towards SNAP? It's not $40,000 a year. That's your business tax. That's not your money. That's your business's money, because corporations are separate individuals from the people that own them. Same with like LLCs and stuff. So that's your business's money. That's not your money. So I asked, what of your personal tax contributions go towards SNAP benefits? Can you answer that question, yes or no?
Oh, all of it. Where do you think my $40,000 go? How come at the end of the year, how come I have to pay taxes and all you guys are getting returns?
God damn.
You see how that works?
You're a fucking moron.
Returns are not overpayment.
Refunds are overpayments. Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
No, they're not.
are.
I know people
Yes,
who
they
get tax
are.
returns who don't
Yes,
work.
they are.
They get
They're
3 grand for 6
overpayments.
fine.
You do not get the
You're-
child
guess what?
tax
Your guys'
credit if you
breadcrumbs
don't.
are go-
You fucking idiot. You don't get the child tax credit if you don't have tax revenue to get credited for. It's a credit. It's saying that, hey, based on what you paid, we're going to credit you back this amount. You cannot access the child tax credit if you have no taxable income because there's nothing to credit back. It's a credit. You get it back. You moron. You stupid fuck. You're the dumbest person I've talked to today. And I've talked to so many stupid people. You can't get a tax credit if you don't have tax revenue.
Go get a
Fuckhead.
job. Go get a job.
What do you think I'm doing right now? My job is making people like you look stupid, John. That's my job. I pay my taxes every year. My job, in fact, I think my quarterly taxes are coming up due here soon. My taxes are making people like you look like absolute fucking morons. And it works every time because you don't even know how taxes work.
Bye-bye to EBT, everybody. Have fun at the food banks, guys.
Wow. Oh my God. That was amazing. Do you have anything intelligent to say, John, or no? Are you incapable of that?
No,
You don't have anything intelligent?
Get...
Okay, see you then. I'll just put you on mute, John. I don't give a fuck. John, you act like you make something. You just put you on. Oh, he hung up. Oh, scaredy pants, John. Like, I don't fucking care, bro. Fuck, they don't know how taxes work. They don't know how fucking any of this shit works, dude. My God. Bro, you can't. Dude, he literally said, I love starving kids. You need earned income to get tax credits. I don't even know how we're still having this conversation in the year of our Lord 2025. Anyway, we're going to bring up Chuck. Now, Chuck wants to talk about MAGA being fascist and wants me to tell him how that is. Chuck, if you can hear me, can you provide me with your age and pronouns, please?
I'm 38 and I don't do pronouns, brother. You know what the Bible says about pronouns?
Oh my fucking God, bro. I don't give a fuck what the Bible says about anything, but that's fine. If you don't want to use pronouns, here's what we'll do. I'll make it so easy for you. You don't use pronouns, I'm fine with that. What you're gonna hear is you're gonna hear this buzzer every time you don't use a pronoun. Every time you use a pronoun, that's the buzzer you're gonna hear. If you don't use pronouns, cool.
Oh
don't
my
use
God,
a pronoun.
That's so mature. You're so mature, brother. Wow.
Your is a pronoun.
No
Keep
why
going.
you're not respected.
Your, that's another pronoun.
No wonder why you're not respected.
Your, there's another pronoun.
Wow, no wonder why you're not respected.
Your, there's another pronoun.
World. No wonder why everybody in the debate
There
world
you go.
frowns on you, buddy.
I don't give a fuck what everyone in the debate world does. I don't care.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a side question right quick.
Me.
Can a man who has transgendered into a woman, can they have a hysterectomy?
I don't fucking care, dude. I don't care, Chuck.
Can they have a hysterectomy?
What the fuck does that have to do with what you wanted to call in about? Fucking Christ. Bro, all of these people are absolute fucking morons, dude. Who the fuck cares, Chuck? That has nothing to do with what you called in about. Fuck, dude. Stop jerking yourself off. Either provide your pronouns, accept that you're going to get buzzed if you don't have any and you refuse to use them, or fucking, I don't know, come in your own mouth and move on with your fucking day. Now, Chuck, I'm going to say
wonder
again.
Why you're single.
Chuck,
no
I don't
why you're
fucking
single, buddy.
care,
no
Chuck.
wonder why you've never had
Chuck,
a woman in your life. It's a wonder. You're so immature.
Chuck, I don't give a shit. Are you
Okay,
going to have the
let's get to the
conversation or
subject.
no? There's another
Show me
pronoun.
proof.
Me, there's another pronoun.
Show me proof.
Me, there's another pronoun.
What is the proof? What's your proof?
Your, there's another pronoun.
What's your proof?
Your, there's another pronoun. Your, there's another pronoun.
What's your proof?
Your, there's
That's
another
not a
pronoun. Your is not a
That's not
pronoun.
a
Are you
pronoun,
fucking?
brother.
Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Did you wake up
It's a
today and
general description on
your
who you
is
are.
a pronoun? You fucking moron. You absolute chuckle fuck. You want to bet me?
People
How
in
much?
your
Okay,
little
stop.
high
Everybody
brain
shut the fuck up.
buddies in
Everybody
the
shut the
chat.
fuck up. You're going back to Q for a second. Like, that's how much I'm pissed off. Like, you're back in Q. Chuck, I'm gonna bring you back. Chuck. We're gonna set a bet right here, right now. I am willing to bet you. You know what? Let me open my banking app. Let's see what I got. Let's see what I have to spare. I am willing to bet you right now, Chuck, right here on stream. Okay? $2,000. I'm willing to bet you $2,000 of my own money that your is a pronoun. $2,000 of my own money. Chuck, I'm going to bring you back. Do you agree to this bet? All I want to hear is yes or no. I want to hear nothing else. Anything else will get you muted. Do you agree to the bet, Chuck? Yes or no? Yes or no?
You don't have $2,000.
Okay, that's not what I asked you. I said yes or no. Do you agree to the bet? So you're muted again. So Chuck, $2,000 scares you. It scares you. You don't want to bet $2,000 because you don't want to be out $2,000. I'll make it easier for you since apparently you're a broke boy. $1,500. There we go. $1,500 of my own money is on the line here. Do you bet me one? This is a legally binding. I am saying right here, right now, with all legal, this is a verbal legal bet. And if I flake on it, you can absolutely take me to civil court. I am entering into a verbal legal contract with you, Chuck, right now. $1,500. The bet is that the word your is a pronoun. You said it's not. I say it is. $1,500 on the line, Chuck. Do you accept the bet, yes or no? All I want to hear is a yes or no, or you're going to be muted again.
It's a general description.
Boom. That wasn't a yes or no. You're muted again, Chuck.
God, dude.
That wasn't a yes or no, so we're going to mute you again.
That Trump is back. It's a general description.
So no, you are not taking the bet.
Don't you know English?
So no, you're not taking the bet?
No, because I don't need your fucking
So no,
money.
you're not
Only
taking the
broke
bet. Okay.
socialists like you
I
need
don't
money.
I don't
Why do you
I
need
don't
money
have to
so
talk
bad?
to
You
somebody
fucking-
that refuses to engage. See you later. Now, for everybody with a brain, a brain that works, which would not be Chuck. Okay, for the rest of us who have a brain and who have a brain that works, I'm going to show you something. Okay? I'm going to show you something, and I hope you really take this to heart. Because unlike Chuck, I'm not stupid. Wow, look at that. Look at that list of English pronouns. What's that one we see right here? Could that be your? Could that be your? Wow. Crazy. Who would have seen that coming? Who would have guessed? Yeah. Your is a pronoun. Now, if he meant you apostrophe R-E, that's also a pronoun because what are those words called? Where you just take two words and you just put them together. Oh, whatever it's called. I don't remember the fucking word for it. So what we learned is he was stupid. Like, god damn, dude. What is today? What is today? What even is today? We should be back up. I don't know why the internet crapped out on me there. But I am going to shut the call-in line off and just take the last remaining calls for the day. And then we'll go from there. But we should be back. The YouTube is having some issues. So let me try to get the YouTube back. God, what a fucking moron, dude. Like, literally, what a fucking idiot. Jess, you are good. I shut the call-in line off, so you're golden. We're just gonna take the last couple callers today. If I can just get stream back. God damn, what a fucking idiot. You is not a pronoun. Fucking moron. They keep getting dumber? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they fully keep getting dumber, bro. What happened with Chuck? You'll see it in the video when I post it back. Chuck was an idiot. But yeah, everything essentially went down. Fuck, dude. I can't. It's just so many people are so stupid, bro. Like, it's just the fact that they clearly don't want to have a conversation. Like, they don't care about the conversation. They are too chicken shit to have the actual convo. YouTube and Twitch both went down, but we're back. We still have some calls on the list. It's just, you know, I got stuff I got to do for the day, so I got to get ready to. Yeah, I'm waiting for any intelligent MAGA, any of them. Do they keep getting dumber, or do the dumb ones get more confident? The dumb ones get more confident. Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. Gorn Sir, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Cynical One, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Meepaz, thank you for subscribing. Casey Side, thank you for resubscribing. Aurora Kenai, thank you for subscribing. Froglet, thank you for subscribing. Thank you guys for subbing over on Twitch. All right, let's bring up the next person. Hopefully they can actually engage in a conversation. We're going to bring up Jeff. Now, Jeff thinks Trump is the second greatest president that the world has ever seen after George Washington. Obviously, this isn't the case, but we'll see what happens. Jeff, welcome to the show. Can you please provide me your age and pronouns?
I'm 45, and I identify as a it or that.
It, that. You use neopronouns. That's very progressive. So you guys heard Jeff call him it or call him that. Anything else? I'm sorry, Jeff. I misgendered you there for a second. Call that it. Call it that. Anything else will offend Jeff. So don't do it. Jeff, what you think?
It doesn't matter. I'm not a woke snowflake. It's okay. And I will.
Jeff, Jeff, hold on.
Straight up give him $1 million if your is not a pronoun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was an idiot. Yeah. Jeff, it's okay. We won't call you anything you don't want to be called. So if you want to be called it and you want to be called that, that's fine. We'll call you that. It's okay.
It's whatever. It doesn't matter.
When you said it just there, were you saying that you don't matter? I think you matter, Jeff.
I mean, not really.
I think you matter.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I assumed you were referring to yourself because you said that it is your pronoun.
Well, there are many it's and many that's.
Okay. It might get a little confusing then, so just make sure you preface that when you're using the word it, if you're talking about yourself or you're talking about some other it. Now, you think Donald Trump is the second greatest president ever. Why do you think that?
It's just the policies that he's enacted. He loves God. He loves our country.
He does not love. I'll say he does not love God.
Everything that he possibly can.
Okay. What policies?
He does.
Hold on. What policies specifically has he passed that you think have been a net benefit to America?
I can't. I mean, I don't really know like names of the policies and stuff. Just the things that he's doing with the deportations, the tax cuts, the tariffs.
The only thing I want to preface here is you did tell me specifically that the reason why you think Donald Trump is the best president is because of his policies, but you can't name specific policies.
Right. I can't tell you like the ICE Act or whatever you want to call it, deportation. You know, he's just helping. He's just for the average American, and he's fighting for us. You know.
Okay. What specifically has he done? If you can give me a specific that has benefited the average American.
You're cutting out a little bit. What did you say?
What specifically what specific thing has he done, and be specific about it, that has benefited the average American?
Let's see. Middle class income has increased by over $6,000.
Middle class income has been slowly. I'm asking specifics of what Trump did to do that. Middle class income has been increasing since 2008. So, like, what specifically has Trump done?
Well, it's these tax cuts for real. The big beautiful bill. I do remember that. I'm not sure exactly.
Yes,
everything that it did. I know
yes,
it
but
cut taxes by quite a bit, and
I'm just asking, Jeff. I'm just asking you to be specific.
Well over 1 million illegal immigrants.
The illegal immigrants don't get benefits, my G. They don't have Social Security numbers
because of the big beautiful bill.
No, it's because they don't have Social Security numbers.
He has
No, Jeff, they don't have Social Security numbers to access benefits.
Oh, they definitely have Social Security numbers that they stole from dead people.
Wait, then if they stole Social Security, okay, so this is why this talking point makes no sense, okay? If you're telling me that the big beautiful bill removes their ability to get insurance or to get benefits, but they can only get benefits by stealing Social Security numbers, then the big beautiful bill wouldn't remove their ability to get benefits because they wouldn't be getting benefits under their own names anyway.
Right. Well, I mean, that's not, the illegal immigrants that came across the border in 2020, 2021, they were being given driver's licenses.
Those are asylum seekers. They are here legally, and we have some benefits that go to helping asylum seekers. They're here legally, and they're accessing the system legally. We're talking about illegal immigrants. You said that his plans.
Those were not asylum seekers.
Yes, they were.
An invasion.
Nope, they were asylum seekers.
What were they seeking asylum from?
Political persecution, violence in their country. What?
Did they fill out the proper paperwork and go through the proper legal process to come into this country?
The legal process to get in here and claim asylum is to just be in the country and within 2 years of being in here, claim asylum. That's the whole process. You don't have to come in through a port of entry to claim asylum.
How much drugs and other crime did they bring to America? How were
the crime rate has been steadily decreasing, so none. Okay, listen, Jeff, the crime rate has been steadily decreasing since the 90s. So we know that undocumented immigrants commit significantly less crime than legal citizens, and the majority of drugs smuggled into the U.S. are smuggled in by U.S. citizens. So what are we doing? You're just repeating back to me talking points that have been debunked time and time again.
Mm-hmm. How have they been debunked?
By looking at the actual data. What do you mean?
Data compiled by who?
Well, if we're looking at the data around illegal immigration, it's compiled by DHS.
Mm-hmm. That's the Department of Homeland Security. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we're having a conversation here, so. All right. Yeah, I'm not too sure of the data, but I know that all the I'm not going to say all the illegal immigrants that have been deported lately or recently are criminals, besides the fact that they were here illegally.
In general, they're not. Only 12% of people. Only 12% of people. Only 12% of people that ICE has arrested have had criminal records and criminal histories and criminal charges. 12%. The vast majority of people they are picking up are not criminal.
Illegally makes them a criminal.
Them being here illegally makes them a criminal in the way of you speeding makes you a criminal. The first time you come through the border illegally, it's a misdemeanor with with punishment of either deportation or up to $500 fine. The second time you come in, it's a felony. Most of these people are committing offenses that are akin to misdemeanors. So what? So?
Well, I mean that's fine, but if they're gonna disregard one law, then who's to say that they're not going to disregard all of our other laws?
The fact that we know that they're not committing other crimes, we know the fact that when we look at crimes, illegal immigrants commit far less crimes than legal. No, the rate of crimes committed
except for the ones who have.
Hold on. We're talking about the rates here. I don't disagree that if people are in here committing crime after crime after crime, maybe we should probably get rid of them. We're talking about the people who aren't doing that. Yeah. The vast majority of people aren't doing that. So what's the issue with them?
So, I mean, but who's taking care of them, though? The people who are here illegally?
They pay $100 billion annually in taxes. They're taking care of themselves. They're working and fending for themselves. They're not able to access benefits.
Illegal immigrants don't pay taxes.
Yes, they do. They pay upwards of $100 billion. This is numbers directly from the IRS. Undocumented households pay about $100 billion a year in taxes.
Damn, all right.
So they are paying. So why shouldn't they get to utilize the system they help pay for? They're not, because they don't have typical socials, so they're not able to access these benefits. So why shouldn't they be able to use the system if they pay into the system?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you because I actually have the wherewithal to look it up. Unlike the other people who you've talked to today. All right, so you're right about the what is this, $96.7 billion that they paid.
Yep.
In 2022.
It's probably less now because
I mean,
they're getting kicked out the country.
I mean,
So we're losing a significant amount of tax revenue and then paying out the ass to deport them all.
Yeah.
So what deportation leads to is deficit spending. Like we're sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying a lot of them do have benefits and food stamps and everything.
Wait, no, that's not true. If we're looking at food stamps like SNAP, the fraudulent SNAP is estimated at 1%. It's not easy.
Fraudulent?
Yes, fraudulent SNAP. The amount of fraud going on in SNAP is only about 1%, and you can't access SNAP without a social. So, like, even the ones that are committing fraud, it's only 1% of SNAP is fraudulent.
Okay.
So, like,
well,
they're not massively defrauding our welfare system.
I'm just thinking, they just shouldn't be there here in the first place. If they came illegally or overstayed their visa or however they are here illegally,
but you voted Donald Trump, so you don't want them here legally either. Donald Trump limited legal immigration by 12 million people. Yeah. He limited legal immigration. So he made it harder for people to get here legally. And what happens when you make something harder legally? People are going to take illegal means to do it. Isn't that what your side always says? Like, we can't get rid of the guns because criminals will still get access to them. So when you say, hey, you can't come in the legal channels anymore, like when Donald Trump says, hey, we're going to make it harder for families and employers to sponsor people. We're going to make our wait times longer. We're going to restrict the amount of visas and green cards we hand out. Well, then people are going to go through other channels to do it.
That's fine. I understand that too, but I also understand the fact that we just want good, successful people who are going to help America and not hinder us.
No, Donald Trump doesn't want anybody. He doesn't want anybody coming in unless they pay him. Right. You think like, let's make, like, how do you feel about him making a gold card where people can just pay millions of dollars and bypass all of that bullshit and just come in? Seems a little more unfair to the people who are waiting through the system, right? That somebody with enough money can just skip the line.
Well, if you have enough money, you can do anything, right?
That's not a good thing.
That's only because you don't have enough money.
I do just fine with myself. I could be a billionaire and I would still think it's fucked up that people who are poor have to suffer while Donald Trump can just let in anybody who's rich and it can pay the fee.
That's fine. Just pay the fee. It's going to help America. They're obviously already a successful person, so they're only going to be an asset to America, not a drain on American taxpayers.
Immigrants who come in from the system, who come in, are way more beneficial to America than these couple of people that can pay millions of dollars to get in. The immigrants that are coming in are going to benefit the economy through spending. They're going to benefit the economy through working. Mm-hmm. I would take thousands of poor immigrants over one millionaire every fucking second of the day, because that's going to actually stimulate growth.
I love legal immigrants. I run a window cleaning business, and a lot of my customers are immigrants. A lot of nail salons. I hate to say, not to try to sound bigoted, maybe, I don't know, but nail salon owners, all the ones that I do are all Korean or Vietnamese owned. Barbershops, all black owned. I have a lot of diverse customers that come from all over the world that own their own businesses where I clean the windows. So, I really appreciate somebody that can come here legally and start a business and be an asset to society. But the people that come in who we have no idea who they are, we have no vetting process to find out what kind of a background they have, if they had already committed crimes, but you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I don't. Again, this argument isn't coherent, my guy. You're sitting here and telling me, hey, I like people who are here. I like immigrants that go through the proper channels, but I'm going to vote in somebody that makes it harder for them to go through the proper channels. I like immigrants, but I'm going to make it harder for them to actually do the thing that, brings them here.
So it's because of all the illegal immigrants that he signed all these laws. Or
how does limiting the amount of legal immigrants by 12 million, how does that have anything to do with the undocumented people who are here? That only affects documented people. And as we talked about before, when you make legal immigration harder, more people are going to come in illegally. It's not a coincidence that Donald Trump limited legal immigration by 12 million, and then we saw a surge in the next 4 years of about 12 million people coming over the border. That's not it's a correlation, but it's a pretty crazy correlation.
Wait. Are you talking about Donald Trump's first term in office?
In Donald Trump's first term, he limited legal immigration by 12 million. Then we saw within the next 4 years a 12 million person spike in illegal immigration. It was 1-to-1. He's kept those limitings going into this term now. He's still doing it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think America has enough people then.
So then you just don't want people immigrating here. So when you sit here and you go, I think people should do it the right way, is not how you actually feel. You don't want people in here at all.
People should do it the right way.
No, because you just said you don't. You just said there's too many people. So should people do it the right way, or should Donald Trump limit the amount of people here?
I said there's enough, but it's not up to me. It's just a matter of opinion.
Come on, dude. Come on.
I mean, how many people needs to be here?
Jeff, we're nowhere near the tipping point of resources where we can't have people immigrating to the country. We're not even close to that. We're not even close.
Well, one more Joe Biden term, and we would have all been eating bugs and our own cats and dogs.
You don't know anything. By the end of Joe Biden's term, real wages were up. Unemployment was down. Was record lows down. Fucking inflation was finally plateauing and evening out. What are you talking about? The economy was doing just fine towards the end of Joe Biden's term. What? This is the thing, Jeff. You are giving me so much of things that are not backed up by any informed data.
I know that the illegal immigration spiked during the Biden administration, and that
because Title 42 ended. Because Title 42 ended because there was no more Title 42. Even then, Title 42 didn't really curtail anything. What?
What was Title 42? What did that do?
Title 42 was the COVID era policy that Trump put into play to limit asylum seekers coming into the country, or people who were coming in for asylum because of COVID. So we couldn't take as many people in.
And they just kept coming anyway, though.
No, we saw a decrease in people coming in over COVID because there was COVID.
Or was there a 12 million illegal immigrant increase or not?
Yes, this happened post-COVID. We saw the increase of numbers post-COVID.
Damn, I'm having trouble remembering what is post. Is that before or after?
After.
Oh, the Biden administration let all those people in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. It was a good talk.
Yeah.
It was a good talk. I'm not okay after that. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I don't think I am. I'm gonna read super chats and then that's it. I'm sorry to the person on the call-in line. Just call in tomorrow, either during my morning stream or during me and Jimmy's stream in the afternoon. That one took too much out of me. I'm sorry. I'm cooked. We're gonna read super chats and then that's gonna be it for today because I don't have the brain capacity anymore. I don't think that was a bad person. I don't know how to keep going after what's the difference between pre and post. I don't know how to do that. So we're gonna go through super chats. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Let's go through our super chats. So first super chat of the day from Centaur74 said hello from the hellhole we call Australia. Hello, thank you for the super chat. From Dahlia Hove said towards the Jovan relocation project. Truly, I need to just do a fundraiser to be like move my ass out of here and get me to a better internet. From Zurith said butts. Zurith. Did you get Cash App? Something. Maybe. I don't know. My phone is being all sorts of fucky, so I'm not too sure. From Uncle Pumpkin said, trying to imagine making myself look stupid in front of so many people just for a giggle when I hang up 500 laughs versus 1. Yep. Dude, so much yup. From Chris Allen said, wow, did you just pivot from the last super chat to this one? Shit, you got me. God damn, you got me on that one. From Uncle Pumpkin again. Uncle Pumpkin said, they say you are what you eat, but I don't remember eating the bug from A Bug's Life. I don't get it. From Taro said, fun fact, brown eggs are whole wheat. That's crazy. Centaur, thank you again for the super chat. And from Little Meow Meow said, thank you for existing and educating ignorance and evil. You're welcome. From Centaur again said, I'm off to bed. It's well past midnight here. Bye. Goodbye, Centaur. Alex said, if people care so much, why don't we have paid leave once the child is born? There are companies lobbying to make so women don't have paid baby leave. You know why. Because they don't care. You know why. You know why. You don't even have to ask that question. But thank you for the super chat. Mile Art, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. And then Millie Art. And then Millie Art said again, did you read the new Absolute Batman? Yeah, I'm enjoying Absolute. I was enjoying Absolute Batman a lot. I'm not caught up, but yeah. I don't think I like Absolute Joker, but I do like Absolute Batman. Joshua said, I've been putting together a list of the stuff people complain about Call in Studio the most and researching the viability of an alternative for a bit. God, if you find one, let me know. Yakiman Steven said, homie immediately jumped into the call, stupid as fuck. True. Fuzzy Logic said, holy shit, this dude needs to lay off the sauce. Agreed. Fuzzy Logic also said, I live in Europe, they haven't dropped shit. True. Fuzzy Logic also said, it's not the worst analogy nowadays. ADHD kids get therapy first before drugs, just like trans kids. Yes, but I think the comparison that like we don't give out Ritalin as much, so why do we give out gender affirming care is like really bad analogy. Zachary, thank you for the super chat. Fuzzy Logic again said, you know, there was one word he was gagging to say. Yeah, probably. Fuzzy Logic also said, did YouTube kick you or was it Spectrum? Probably Spectrum. You know how my internet works. Madeline said, man, that was hard. Not being okay is understandable. Yo, it's so true. I'm so fucking defeated after that shit. Kieran Dave, that call was terrifying. That truly a brick wall. I agree. And then Brienne said, please do a bake and debate. You'd still crush. I don't smoke, so there'd be nothing to bake. Those are our super chats today. Thank you guys for sending the super chats. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for being here. To everybody that was here, thank you for hanging out with me. I will be live tomorrow. You'll get a morning stream from me, and then you should get an evening. You'll get me and Jimmy in the evening. So thank you for being here and hanging out. It's been real. It's been fun. It's only slightly been real fun. But I had fun. I hope you did too. If ever you need, just call. I'll be there. Goodbye, everybody. Fuzzy Logic